Hey, we're live. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching All the Beer No Idea. Baz is doing another live. He done one last Sunday with Jonathan Brown from Northern Southerner. Today, we have the legend that is Wraggy's Beer Reviews. Used to be Wraggy's Beer, Wines and Spirits and all sorts, but it's just Wraggy's Beer Reviews by the looks of it on the name. Or is it? Still Wines and Spirits?
Yeah, I wonder if you can change your name without damaging the channel. That's something I need to try and work out.
I think you can. I think you just change it, but I suppose you'll have to make everyone aware of it, won't you, really?
Yeah. I don't want to lose my place in YouTube. So I suppose that's the thing. When you start a beer channel, changing your name, it's you've got to be careful in the first hand. All the Beer No Idea, I think that's sound. I do. Wraggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits Reviews. There's a little bit on the long side. Wraggy's Beer Reviews. Perfect.
I thought of a few things I did when I first started it. Well, that was the first one I actually come up with. That was the very first one. And then I thought of a couple of others. And it was Dean and Scott. They said, no, stick with that. Stick with that one. So I've stuck with that. And I didn't want to stick with it, really, because the name is opening you up to abuse, isn't it?
Because everyone thinks you don't know anything.
Yeah, which I probably fucking don't. No. But when you first start, you're a little bit nervous, and yes. So,
I don't know a lot. I like a nice beer, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it was just let's just do it. Right, Bramble's in. Said evening, gents. How are you, Bramble?
Evening, Christopher.
I can't think of his name. I've forgotten it offhand. Christopher.
I only wore it just to see what Barry would say, to be fair.
Great shirt, Raggy. Evening to both of you. Are you, Mark? How are you, pal? Hey, I don't mind. It's all water under the bridge now, Raggy.
I mean, Sheffield United, like Forest, should be in the top division. We've got the history, but obviously over the years, bad managers, players, owners, especially in Forest's case, dodgy owners. What was he? What was his air conditioning or something? And from Kuwait, and I don't know, dodgy as they come.
I think most teams, if you go down, I think you've got to stay. You've got to stay solid. That team's got to stay pretty secure for the next 5 years, whether you go up or even just stay in the championship. But if you start going down, you're on a downward slide then, because the money isn't there, isn't it? And
no. I suppose there's a balance. It's like us, isn't it? You spend your money, spending money you've got. I mean, this winter, I think we all know this winter, something nasty's coming. And for anybody who's already struggling, bloody hell, it's going to be a frightening winter.
Yeah.
Won't be able to have any beer. Yeah.
Well, there's one thing, isn't it? If you can't warm the house, at least your beer will be chilled, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You haven't got to pay for a fridge to be on.
We've just had a 100-foot tree chopped down at work, an old beech tree that was dead. And I'm thinking to myself, shall I just get a wood burner and just be chopping that wood up all winter long and having a beautifully warm house?
You might have to. You might be living outside in a little tent with a fire outside.
Yeah, I might need to. Or stop at the hotels. Go to the hotels and stop in the hotels, because they have to keep the hotels warm, because otherwise they deteriorate. So there's an idea. We might just kip at the hotel every night.
That's it. Yeah. Just knock it off your wages.
Yeah. £150 a night. Won't get very far.
B&B job.
I could take it up with security. I could say I get paid for stopping there. So I'm drinking that. On camera. There we go.
There he is.
I forget where the camera is these days.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that.
I'm used to talking to a phone. The camera's there on my phone, but there. Right. On the street, on the Chromebook, it's smack in front of me.
Well, mine's there. That big finger. Look at that. That's scary. Well, Basil is on the vocation Life and Death from the PD.
Oh, bless you.
I had one before. Set it at 6 degrees, because you can adjust the temp on the new one. I put it back down to 4, so it's not there yet, but I think it'll be better at 4. What it does, it changes I thought with the first one at 6 degrees, you pick more of the malt flavors up.
Yeah.
It's better for the malt side of things, but if you want that sort of juicy pine side of it, I think it's better lower. So I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Temperature's critical with beer, isn't it? I mean, as we know, you drink stuff when it's cold and then it warms up. I mean, I did a review with Hobbies in Neon Raptor's tap room, and it felt a bit strange doing it in front of people in the tap room. But he had one that was on keg, an Imperial Walnut on keg, and then I had the Imperial Walnut an hour before, and the difference in temperature made the beer totally different.
Flavors come out different, don't they? Different temps.
I mean, for me, the stout tasted more bourbon-esque rather than his. His was more walnutty, but it's still amazing anyway.
I'll just go through some of these comments.
No worries.
Because we've got quite a few watching. So we've had Mark come on, and Mark wanted to comment about the Nottingham Forest thing. So he's obviously trying to wind me up and not you. Thomas Jones is in. Good evening, guys. How are you, Thomas? C-Jart UK. Evening, lads. Thank you for joining us. Neil Doherty's in. How are we, folks? Yeah, all good, sir. Thanks for joining us again. John 78. Two of my favourite beer reviews together, and I'm in work. Have one for me, chaps. Don't worry, John. I'll have plenty for you, but not too many. Philip Raggy will probably have more than me for you.
I'll try not.
You will, won't you? Be on the barley wine after.
It's a temptation, isn't it? You know, it's too much. I really need to close the beer room down.
That's the worst thing about having these machines. If you've got a keg in, you've got anywhere between 10 and 14 pints just sitting there. So
temptation's a killer.
Especially if you've had a hot day at work and you're out in the sun. Straight home and whoosh.
They hit the spot.
Yeah, they do, yeah. It's cheaper than going to the pub as well.
Well, yeah. Can't always afford to go to the pub. And time as well, you know, what with family and that. I can't spend my time in a pub, unfortunately.
Well, I'm that old now, Raggy, that when I get home from work, once I get home, I just want to sit down then.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I find myself doing so much work these days, and I don't know if I'm doing it to please the boss or I'm doing it from an anxiety point of view, just to stop my brain from thinking. And sometimes, and the bloke who works with me, he says, slow the hell down, because, you know, they'll expect that all the time, that you're some god of work. And I do know that, you know, that sometimes you need to be a bit more clever with what you do.
You are how you are, though, aren't you? Some people are just grafters, isn't it? Which obviously you are, and I'm kind of the same, but I've got to admit, getting older, I'm getting a bit lazier.
I suppose there'll come a time when, you know, you literally can't, you know, and it's funny, when I started doing all the mowing at work, I was like, fucking, I'm knackered. 3 hours of mowing, walking behind the mower, and I thought, I'm struggling with this. And then the ride-on mower broke down at the other side, which is 12 acres. 8 hours of solid walking behind a frigging mower, and the mower wasn't even, it was a push mower. And it's like, you know, at the end of that, 38,000 steps in a day, and I'm dying.
Yeah. Yeah, when you sit, the worst thing is, isn't it? It's when you stop, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you want to fall asleep straight away. When
you keep going, that's fine. As soon as you sit down, within 2 minutes, your legs and everything's just saying, oh, go away.
The wife wonders why, when I get home from work and I sit down for 2 minutes, that I'm half asleep straight away. And, you know, there's a reason behind. Been out in it all day, and then you stop for a second and it's woof.
Yeah. Normally on me dinner, if I have me dinner, you can guarantee within, if I've sat there for 15 minutes, that's it. I'm starting to think, oh, I've had enough now. Sleep.
It's funny, you know, because in my job, I said to the boss, I says, do I have to have a dinner? I'd rather not. And he says, no. He says, 8 hour day, 2 paid 15-minute breaks. And I'm thinking, yes. And I says, what time do I have to work? And he says, Any time between 7 and 5, and I'm thinking 7 till 3. Then jobs are good and
Is that what you do? Is it?
Yeah, paid breaks, and now and again I'll get a dinner. And sometimes because it's the chefs, they'll cook an extra dinner for weddings, and I'll get a free proper dinner. Not always, but sometimes.
Can't be bad. I can't always do that in my job because I have to wait for stuff to dry and go off and whatever. So, but I don't think I'd want. Sometimes I'm happy to work through me breaks, but I just think I work for myself now, so I should just do what I want, really.
Yeah,
to a certain extent.
I mean, I do. I'll have a cup of coffee whenever I feel like it. You know, he says to me all the way through this, says, unlimited coffees, go and get yourself a cup of coffee and have the coffee while you're working. I thought, well, that's...
Yeah.
You know.
My customers aren't as good as yours by the looks of it.
Yeah.
We'll go through a few more comments. Mark the Pondering Man, no Magic Rock or Lord's Brewing next Sunday, that's for sure. I think there's a little dig there, maybe. Neil Doherty. Yeah. How's Life and Death, Baz? It's a cracking beer. If you've got a PD, you need to pick it up because, well, it's fantastic. It's a great beer anyway. I'm guessing you've had it before, Raggy.
Life and I've reviewed that. Yeah, not long ago either, and it was tasting really good. Vocation are stunning brewery.
They are solid, aren't they?
Yeah,
there are many that you get bad.
From their basic stuff to their, barrel aged stuff, and then imperial stouts. Yeah. Oh my god!
Yeah, my favourite, the supermarket barrel aged ones was the cherry one, which I was quite surprised because I'm more of a. When the banana chocolate one came out, I thought, get in there, because I love banana, but I'm not so keen on cherries. But the Kirsch one was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a stunner. Yeah, it was. And for me,
the best.
The Imperial Banoffee Pie, again, that was absolutely amazing.
Oh.
I haven't been able to get it since. They haven't brewed it again. But
hasn't it just been released again? I think it's just been released.
Oh, was it? I know they released their 7th birthday beers, and there was some nice beers.
Yeah, they've done that one. I thought the banana one was out again.
Right.
I thought that was on their site as well, but I could be wrong. We'll go on the comments again. Try and catch up. Northern Southerner Beer Reviews. Evening, gents. All right, John. How are you, pal? Liam McVeigh. Happy Friday, Baz. Thanks for joining us, Liam. He's got a blade, he has. I'm certain he has. He's got a blade. Christ on me. There we are. I got a bit carried away. Mark the Pondering Man. Do you have a PD Pro then? I do, Mark. It's coming out the end of this month as well. Which all the ones that own the one that they've got now, which is 130, are getting a brand new one sent to them. Because it was a beta trial thing. So obviously we paid for this one, and then we've had surveys and video chats and everything. So they've taken comments on board about it. They've made some changes by the looks of it. So, and then they've got in touch with us and they've said, we want to collect the old one off you. As soon as that gets collected, we'll ship basically the proper release one out to you. So it's quite good, isn't it, really?
You can't fault that, can you? That's proper decent customer service.
So, yeah, I've had about 150 quid back in beer tokens as well.
Oh, fair play. Yeah.
For doing all the surveys and videos and all that lot. So it's been worth it. Cost a bit of money to start, but...
And obviously the YouTube reviews as well all help, don't they? I would
yeah. And it's a good machine, all that temperature control and that, because you can do it. When it first come out, it was from 3 degrees to 7.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of scope, but now it's from 0 degrees up to 12. So
wow.
You think with the Belgian beers and the stout and all that lot on there, you can really... There'll be a lot of re-reviews I'll be doing.
Oh, bless you. Can't fault you there. I'm good for re-reviewing.
Hey, especially
funny. Yeah, it does, especially if it's an impy, yeah. And it's one I like. Yeah. I don't mind going down Raggy Avenue a few times, as you do.
That sounds a bit rude, mate. You don't be saying that too much.
No, Raggy Avenue. What I call Raggy Avenue is a beer that absolutely it's the spot. Yeah, not them, not other sorts of Raggy Avenue, not the Avenue. Yeah. We've got a Totty Avenue in the Nottingham that we use that's called Totty Avenue for a certain reason.
Possibly. Oh, it is. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Simo sups. Evening all. Are you Simo? Square table degenerates. Yo, how are you? We got Bramble saying hello to Simo. Simo saying, hope I'm behaving myself. How very rude.
Yeah, Thomas said the same thing earlier to me. Behave yourself, and I'm thinking, hey.
to be fair, yeah, you are a bit of a bad lad, aren't you? Half the time I see you on your video, it's just you're getting to the, what should we say?
Abbreviated stage.
That's the one, yeah. I was trying to say it politely.
Yeah.
Kenny Joe's in. Thank you for joining us, Kenny. Oh, bloody. It's the only problem we're doing it all. Liam Rasco, evening all. Thank you, Liam. Rasco and Disco Beer Reviews, evening all. Good to see you both. Cheers. Yes, I'm going to be doing some dart stuff with Disco or Rasco. I'm not sure. I can't think which one. One of them plays darts. I'm going to be doing a couple of darts videos with him sometime in the future. Mark, the Pondering Man. Pro has temp controls over here. That's a good thing. Yeah, it is. It is. As me and Raggy have just been saying, it's, you know yourself, isn't it? Changing that temperature, it can totally change a beer.
Exactly. If a beer's supposed to be at a certain temperature to get the optimum flavors and aroma, then it should be at the optimum, that temperature. This is something that winds me up with certain beer makers where they don't have on the can serving temperature. Put it on the can, but also put on the can see, smell, taste, because you get a lot of people, they have no idea what, if it says it's a peanut butter stout, then pretty obvious it's bloody peanut butter.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
With some beers, you can't tell. It's got a name of a beer. And I'll tell you who's guilty for it. North Brewing Company. They're really guilty for that at times. We're just having the name, some beer called Humpty Dumpty. And,
what would that smell like then?
Yeah, well, it fell off the wall. But
or something.
Yeah. And it tells you nothing about the beer, and it's like, so I'm supposed to guess what the beer is, what it tastes like, and they're not the only ones, but there's lots of them that do. They come up with some name of a beer, but give you no bloody hint whatsoever what the beer actually is.
I think if you're putting it in a supermarket, and I'm not trying to say people who buy beers from supermarkets don't know anything, but a lot of the craft stuff in supermarkets is appealing to different people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who were just out to try something. And I think we all learn by having things on the can, don't we? I would say. Yeah. If a beer says it's got pine in it, you might not pick it up yourself. But if it's saying, oh, hang on, there's a pine resinous in this beer, you might kind of pick up on it then.
It gives a hint, because sometimes, and I've had this with some beers where I'm drinking a beer and I've got no idea what the bloody beer tastes like. I'm there, and there's been a couple of times, and there's one brewery near me as well that do it, and I'm like, what the bloody hell is this beer supposed to taste of? And it tastes good. There's nothing wrong with the beer, but for picking out actual flavours, can't pick nothing out, and it's had me a few times. And I won't drink out at the time, so.
Yeah, a lot of people, don't they? Beer reviewers, or what you hear is, and I'm not knocking them, but I think we could all say it, that if you're told what something should taste like, you automatically pick it up because you're told. But also sometimes I think it's not always like that. You do sometimes just need to know what's in there to actually think about. You've got to have a very good sort of tasting, haven't you, to pick everything up.
Well, it verifies what you think you're tasting. Sometimes you'll taste something and you can taste it and you think, what am I tasting here? and all of a sudden you look and you think, yeah, that is actually what I'm tasting. But sometimes, I mean, I remember having Ninkasi from Wild Bible or whatever they're called, and farmhouse beer, and oh dear, yeah, God, yeah. I went to the toilet the next day and I was still tasting that beer in more ways than one. But yeah. I bet they'll never ever send me a beer. If they ever watch that review, if they ever watch that, that's one of them reviews. Now I look back and think maybe I should have calmed it down a bit on the review. Yeah,
I don't think I'll get anything from Madry, to be honest, after my review of that either. I don't think Trent actually liked me. No, I didn't. I really didn't. It was some of these beers, isn't it? You know, how can I put it? Well, I don't know, just typical sort of pub beers are all the same, aren't they?
I find that 90% of lagers taste virtually exactly the same, unless you're you know, there's very minor differences. You look at Carlsberg, Carling, and Foster's; they're pretty much the same bloody lager.
Yeah.
And
they all have that, to me, they all have that bit of a nasty sort of taste, I think.
Yeah, a lager malt taste. I mean, I like a Stella, I do, as a lager. But I mean, I've got the Stella unfiltered because someone says to me, "Oh, that's good." So, camera's over there. Fucking camera. Someone said that's really good, so I shall give it a review in a few days and see if it is any good.
It's had mixed reviews, I think, out of a bottle.
I mean, let's be fair with all of us. The day if you come home from work and you're gasping for something because you just need a drink, you crack open Madry and you'll drink it. You'll think, "Oh, that's fucking brilliant." Then you'll come this time of night when you've maybe had a nice craft beer beforehand, and then you'll drink it and you're like, "Fuck's this?" And that happens with a lot of beers. You know, what you drink, and obviously there's so many variables, temperature and all that. It can all change what a beer tastes like.
Yeah. I did have Madry in a pub about 18 months ago on draft, and they had sort of like the usual suspects on tap. Star of Brahman was probably the one that sort of stood out on tap. Yeah. But I thought, I'd never seen this Madry before at the time, because it's like dog shit now, and it is everywhere, isn't it?
It is everywhere, yeah.
And I tried it, and I thought it tasted very much like Budweiser on tap at the time. But I don't even think the bottles now tasted the same as what it did on tap 18 months ago. So I don't know whether that was sort of like the proper sort of Spanish stuff or not. I don't know.
You see, over in the UK, most of the foreign brands are actually brewed in the UK under license.
Yeah.
So for one, the bloody water's not the same as it would be from abroad anyway. Obviously, and it's the care that goes in, you know, and maybe they'll cut corners on ingredients.
There's got to be a difference, hasn't there?
Yeah. I mean,
there's got to be a difference.
I know when I look at Castle Rock, funnily enough, I've got it in my hand. Castle Rock, their Harvest Pale, one of the best cask beers you'll ever come across. It was Champion Beer Britain in 2010. Marston's, as far as I know, Marston's are the ones that do it in bottle for Castle Rock. It's nowhere near as good.
No.
Not the same beer at all. No. And you find that with a lot of beers. Even the Wraggys Golden Ale. Where is it? Brewed by the same people. Daft cameras. Yeah. Brewed by the same people. In cask, it was stunning. In bottle, not as good as cask. Still nice.
Sometimes beers don't work anyway, do they, in a bottle?
No.
Well, they're certainly not as good in a bottle as cask, are they?
And I think what Mark's saying there about the macro lagers are brewed in the UK and weak, because they're trying to get past the duty laws.
Yeah.
Which
I'll go through a few more comments actually, because I'm leaving everyone behind. I'm sure you know what it's like, Bill. Evening, Billy and Baz. Hope you're both well. Yeah, I'm good, Lee J. Rasco, dear Rasco and Disco beer reviews. It's Disco, but that confuses everyone initially. See, I'm still not convinced anyway, even reading that. I'm still confused. Lee J just bought the Buxton Brewery Whetstone IPA today. Is it any good, Lee? Have you had it? Have you had it, Billy?
No, is that the one from Sainsbury's? Billy's fine.
Billy, yeah. I think that's the Sainsbury's one.
Yes, no, I'm like I say, I'm trying to run the beer wall down, so I've not really been trying to.
Well, I didn't know if you just had a sneaky one somewhere, you know.
No, I'm trying to be good. Trying.
Here's one for you.
No, I've got my wedding vows to pay for next year, and as you know, it's bloody expensive. I mean, I actually work at the place, and they're charging me a nice sum. They've given me a good discount. Well, so they say, and but no, I'm saving up for that, and I'm saving up for the Wraggys Beer Festival that's going to happen at that night as well. So there's going to be a small sit down for meal for family. Then in the evening, I'm going to invite a load, hopefully beer reviewers as well, local breweries, and have at least 20 to 25 little mini kegs with beer in, and that's awesome. At least. There may well be a shed load more by the time I'm done.
There probably will be. You'll get 25 if you just take all that stuff out of your shed, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and I'll probably brew some big imperial stouts as well. So. Yeah, there'll be some very, very drunk people, but it'll be a cheap night. Apart from the fact that people will have to get hotels and stuff, but yeah, it'll be a cheap boozing night, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is, because I know what the prices are in the hotel, and I looked at it and I thought, right, it's cheaper for me to actually go out and spend the money I'm spending, and then all the family can, if they like beer, they can just drink the beer, and the hotel will have to make their money on somebody else.
Well, you get some of your money back of what they're charging you, can you?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm hoping to tap some of the local breweries up who I've been very, very friendly with for the odd free keg. But if it don't happen, it don't happen. One French brewery who are good friends, I said to them, do you put your beer in kegs? Because I want your beer at this thing. And they'd already heard about it, and whether this was beer talking. So when beer talks, obviously you can't 100%, you know, you listen and you think, yeah, okay. But they turn around to me and says, what we'll do for you, because it's you, we'll bring a bar, we'll put our beers on the bar at your beer festival. And I'm like, for free. And I'm like, whoa. I said, no, I've got to pay you. And we'll even do you a beer for the festival. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
You've hit the big time now.
We'll see if it happens, you know. And that's the company that I've just ordered 3 beers off before we started. Right. Yeah. So keeping them sweet.
Is that a bit of a sweetener, is it?
Yeah. Well, you've got to. But yeah, I love their you'll pay for your wedding all your life long. Hey, I've been married 24 years. So, yeah. I can't help but read the comments.
I know, yeah, because I can't see like you. I've only got like a few things.
Oh, right.
Field is all right, but when you can get Krombacher for the same price, always going to go. Krombacher's good, Warsteiner's decent, Pilsner Urkel, Stella Unfiltered's. Like I said, I only had it out of PD, but I quite enjoyed it. I didn't get as hyped up as some people did, but I thought it was a decent drop.
Have you had the no, I haven't, but have you had the Jeremy Clarkson lager?
I haven't, no. Apparently it's not
controversial lager. Got something like 9 out of 10 on a certain channel.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
And I know Scott didn't rate it, so there we go. That tells me everything I need to know. Obviously, we're all different, you know. What you like?
They do cider now, don't they?
They're doing the cider as well.
I think there's a cider, yeah. I'm certain I saw Hawkstone cider or something.
Oh, for God's sakes. When it comes into own bargains, I'll get it then and see what it's like.
If it goes in own bargains, it can't be very good. Mark the Plundering Man, nearly all foreign mackerel. Yeah, they always do that. you picked up on that before, Raggy. Not tried it yet. Which one was that then? I can't think which one. No.
Oh, would that be the Buxton one?
Yes, yes. Good reminder. Good man. £2.40. Decent price, huh?
It's not bad for a 7.2.
No, Christ, no. Pay for your wedding all your life. Yeah, you do, didn't you?
We all do.
We all know that. Travelling Brews is in. Are you, Liam? Thanks for joining us, pal. He's a good lad. He's done well. He's good on the old pinter stuff. Liam is.
He's fantastic. He came to Nottingham last year for the Robin Hood Beer Festival.
All right.
Was it the Craft Beer Festival or the Robin Hood now? No. Robin Hood Beer Festival. Came for the Robin Hood Beer Festival. Came down the beer room. Had a pint of cask wraggys in the beer room.
Oh, did he?
And a few beers as well to take with.
When I had me pinter, I used to ask Liam a lot of questions, and I knew you were big into home brewing, so I used to ask you quite a few questions as well.
Yeah.
But, didn't do it for me. The pinter, I tried, but...
No, I'm trying to sell mine. I've been trying to sell it for the last 2 months. A mate of mine's supposed to be buying it off me, but he hasn't come yet. So I may just use it for putting imperial stouts in and just having... The only problem is 8 pints isn't enough. You know, I'd need loads.
8 pints ain't enough.
Drink that in one night.
You drink 8 pints in a night, didn't you? So you could just have it sitting there, couldn't you? And then top it up for the following day.
I try not to. It's funny, you know, the other day I worked from 7 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, grafting, and I do mean grafting. Got home, knackered, had 1 beer, went to bed, had a sneaky beer before I went to bed. Could I sleep? Could I, Bob?
Sod's law.
Yeah.
Sod's law. One too many beers, that's what it was.
No, I want enough. Got to keep the stockpile up.
Yeah. Had the Guinness coffee earlier. It's not for me. The coffee, I didn't like that either. Have you had this?
Yes, I did. And I like the Guinness 0.0 as well. I did like the Guinness coffee. The aroma was real full-on coffee. Yeah. The flavour
like the coffee taste as well.
The flavour wasn't, and for God's sakes, don't open it warm because you'll get it down you. Yeah. But you've got to look at that is not from a beer reviewer's point of view, but from a mass market point of view. It's a good beer for the mass market. It isn't for anyone who drinks beer regular, who drinks both craft beers, homebrew, because you can see where it's not a great beer. But for the mass market, and I do mean those who will just, what can I have tonight? Guinness, yeah. And for them, it's a good beer. It's an interesting beer to bring into the market. Hopefully, Guinness.
I would rather drink the normal Guinness.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say this. I think I actually preferred the 0% Guinness over the coffee brew stuff.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I thought that was actually had a better body to it. It was just, it had more Guinness flavour than just sort of like coffee and sweetness.
I think Guinness, and Travelling Brews has actually said the same there. But I think Guinness 0.0 is probably the game changer when it comes to alcohol free. If you look at some of the low alcohol beers out there, Old Speckled Hen, low alcohol, Doom Bar, you drink them, it's like drinking tea. Nasty malt flavours coming through.
Yeah.
And they're not nice at all. Whereas Guinness 0.0 delivers. It's a bit, for me, it's very similar to like Beck's Blue. Beck's Blue delivers as an alcohol-free lager. In fact, I drank it one day and I thought, that's it, man. And God knows why.
I didn't like it. Really did. No, I didn't like Beck's Blue. Big Drop Brewing. They do a stout. They're known for their 0% beers. I mean, granted, it's a free 30ml can. It's about £2, so you're still paying. But it was very decent, But probably, the 0% Guinness is probably the standout.
The
yeah.
probably the brand leader now, especially because it's from Guinness as well. Their name,
Yeah.
you know, the name of Diageo is so big in the world. Well, Guinness, owned by Diageo, it's so big that they can, you know, go worldwide quite easily.
I'll scroll through a few more. I'm way behind you. You're seeing more than me, you are.
It's a pity I can't do it for you in some ways, because I can actually see, or I can see the comments for you.
Yeah. Okay. We got a bit of conversation going on between people. PJ loves the Guinness coffee stout. Like I said, not for me personally. On his list, matey. And as you said, Travel and Brews 0%. Yeah, it's decent. I wouldn't say it's. I would say try the Big Drop Brewing one, but again,
Yeah,
if you look at like, there's less in the can. It's costing a bit more, but it's a decent drop. I've tried a couple of Big Drop Brewing ones actually. Pine Trail Pale Ale 0%. That was decent.
to be fair, BrewDog, despite what their boss does, their low alcohol stouts are beers rather. They are decent, you know. Despite the boss being.
Tried any.
Have you tried any? Yeah, they are decent.
No. I have enough trouble with the normal ones.
Wow, I drank their hazy Jane the other day, and I was not impressed. And I let them know about it on the review. Not if, well, whether they actually read my reviews, but watch my reviews rather. But sometimes, you know, you have to, you know, despite all their bravado, their beers, the quality of their beers is not as good as it used to be. And, no. You know, they're obviously weakening some down. Yeah,
the Punk IPA I used to quite enjoy. I didn't have it originally when it first came out. I don't know if you have, but I had it at 5.6%. And
I had it.
Enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it at 5.6%.
I was working at Sainsbury's at the time on the beers, wines and spirits department, funnily enough, and in retail. And I can remember when it came in, I thought, what's this shite? Punk IPA? And it was £6.50 for 6 cans.
Yeah.
Thought, that's expensive, £6.50. Oh, God, they must love themselves to have it at that price. Didn't sell. We had crate after crate that was out of date. So they said to me, says, pound for 6 cans. Do you want them? Yeah, go on then.
I bet you snapped them up, didn't you?
I did. My mate there poured one open for me, didn't like it. And I think it's all down to what you know, your taste buds. You, like me, you're tasting a lot of different beers. I look at your reviews, you're chopping a lot of different reviews in.
Yeah,
of different beers all the time. You're not staying on one style because, one, it's boring anyway. And so your taste buds are getting used to all the different flavors out there. At one stage, I could not drink Duvel. I could not drink Hobgoblin. Not Hobgoblin, Hogarden. And the same with Punk IPA. When it first came to the market, it was something very different to obviously John Smith's and Stone's Bitter, Tetley's.
Stone's, Tetley's, Worthington's, Boddington's.
Yeah, all them. Yeah, Caffrey's, they've all gone now, haven't they?
Caffrey's is still in Morrison's. I need to pick that up to review.
I don't think I've ever reviewed Caffrey's, you know. No, I have. No. I've done a Caffrey's review. It's balmy sometimes on reviews. I've done great reviews, and I look at the review and I think, I really excel. I got all the flavors. I really pushed that beer to the hilt. Get about 5 people watching it, and you think, oh, shit, isn't it? And then I'll get some shite lager from Lidl, Galahad.
People watch it.
And it's a Foster's rip-off. And I looked the other day, and it's got 1,000 views, and I'm thinking, but it's a shit lager.
I've said that many a time. I say it with my Wild Horse Brewing beers that I pick up. I've had from Landudno or Landidno, if you like. They do some really good beers, but for some reason that brewery, any views on them are really low.
Yeah.
And it's quite frustrating because you think, for instance, I've done a neon. I'm trying to think what it's called now.
Raptor.
It's a double. No, it's from Wild Horse Brewing, but
Yeah.
the beer was called Neon Highway. It was a double IPA. Absolutely banging. Seriously banging beer. And I've had about 60 views on it. And you just think, I know, yeah, you just think, God, this beer needs more views than a Carlin, but obviously it's all different, isn't it? You know,
it's what I mean. Like me now, this is a Staffordshire brewery. If I can get it near the camera, it's called Limestone Brewery. I went there back in 2016. The father-in-law took me there. Your comments are going through the roof, by the way. But,
I know, yeah.
I'll cut off for a minute. But I went to this brewery back in 2016, and you know, sometimes you fall in love with a local brewery, or even not so local brewery. And I went before Christmas. I bought a mixed case, and I'm probably the only one in the country who reviews their beers. Everybody reviews all the big beers, Cloudwater, and all that lot. But I thought to myself, well, I'm going to still keep doing it because, you know, they make good modern traditional beers, and they need someone to say, here's their beer, go and try it. Go on.
Absolutely. I've got lots of videos that have done really, really well, and I've got lots of videos that have done nothing.
Yeah,
but I want to drink different beer. I don't, you know, there's going to be some beers out there that appeal to what, you know, people to watch, don't you? You know, we're not stupid, we're not naive, but you also think, well, hang on, I want to try different stuff.
Well, I reviewed some crappy little Czech lager that came out a few months ago, and all of a sudden, the views, because I do watch the views because I'm a nosy bleeder, and all of a sudden, it got up to like 2,700 views, and I'm like, what the hell?
Where's that come from?
It's a crap lager.
Sometimes the ones that people can get are the best ones that you're going to get views on, aren't they?
Yeah, and then I've done reviews in a pub where I've reviewed it. I thought I'd done a good review and got about five views, and it's like, well, that's shit, isn't it? I mean, tomorrow I'm at Castle Rock's yard party tomorrow, so I apologise to anybody who subscribes to my channel because you're going to get a shitload of videos, and there's going to be lots. Window beer review, Thomas. I'm here now. You're never going to catch up with the comments.
I will. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to shut Raggy up now. I'm going to interrupt him. The poor fella. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to get right to the bottom. Oh my God! Oh, it's not too bad. Alex Brackenbridge, Ickley Brewery. Do a really good 0.5% stout. Can't get my words out.
I do like Ickley Brewery.
I've only had one from them. I think it was on one of me. I've got like a craft beer chart thing that beers you must try. I think it's a pale ale. That was quite decent.
Yeah, I've had a few of their lower ABVs, and I won a competition one year. Even with beer review in my name, I actually won a competition, and I won a hat, and I think it was an Imperial Stout. And the Imperial Stout was off the charts. And obviously, my way of thanking them was to do a beer haul video and a beer review as well. So
yeah. Benjamin, good evening. Good evening, Benjamin. Thomas is in. Sorry he's late. Sorry I'm late with replying, Thomas. I do apologise. Please like and share. He's here. I'm surprised, actually, he wasn't 4 days early. Because he likes being there, doesn't he? Where's the blue spanner? I'm guessing that's your blue spanner.
Do you set moderators up on your chat?
No.
Then you probably haven't had idiots going in. I mean, I've had it when the channel was, you know, in the COVID days, when the channel was I was getting like 60 people on at a time. And yet, all of a sudden, I was getting idiot after idiot. And, you know, and for me with mental health, it's not good seeing people saying stupid things because it was affecting me. And so I set about 20 people all at once with moderator spanners, killed it dead. I've never had any issues since. Well, apart from last week. Somebody tried last week, but Yeah, we won't having it.
I don't know. I don't know how to do all that, Mum. I'm not that popular. I'm all right. Righty 63. My wife work in the corner. My wife work in the corner. Get all the outer beer. I don't know. Lost me there. Corner shop. All out of beer. That's not good. Raggy's not out of beer. He's never out of beer. PJ, have any of you tried putting a cream egg in a blender with a stout? Have you tried it?
Yeah. The Cadbury's cream egg thing last year. Do you remember when it came out? And was it Siren? And all those with connections.
Goose Island, wasn't it? I think
it was. Yeah.
Goose
All
Island?
those with connections got the bloody cream egg. So I got the cream egg, melted it down, whisked it into a stout. Tasted bloody amazing. A little bit murky, but amazing.
What stout was it?
Might have been an Imperial. Tasted bang on. That's all I can say.
Bramwell Backroom. Erdinger is a good low ABV Brooklyn lager. Also not bad, but it's more like an amber beer. Some decent brewers doing some good low to no ABV beers. Big Drop is probably the best out there. Yeah, like I said, I've had a couple of theirs. They've been good, but you do pay that bit more for smaller cans from them. Thomas has agreed. Right, let me just catch up. I don't want to be rude. I really don't. Neil Long. Hi everyone. Are you Neil? How are you, pal? PJ's talking to Window. Window saying hi to Neil. PJ saying hello to Neil. Beardy Beer Reviews has said evening, guys. Are you Brett? How are you, pal? Yeah, we'll ignore that one and that one just because I'm, stop showing off the amount of views you get. Yes.
Don't get any these days.
I'm here now. You're never going to catch up with the comments. I'm going for it, Thomas. Right, yeah. Oh, shit. No, I ain't. Bloody hell. How many's he put up?
Yeah, they're all going for it.
Oh, my God. I'm just going to comment nonsense. Go away, Thomas. Us English love the underdog. You can never shut Raggy up, no. What's everyone drinking? I'm on Life and Death IPA from the PD.
I'm on Limestone Brewery, Stonewall Penalty. Not that you can see it, a fucking camera. There you go.
Raggy's out. That's it. Raggy's out on the piss tomorrow. I'm out on the piss tomorrow. Anyone got any news? Yeah, we're out tomorrow.
On the piss.
Speed report and block. I'm on the Heineken Blade. On the Blade, did you say? Yeah, I like Heineken on the Blade. That's decent. What's been your beer of the year? The Blade it's a beer dispenser like the PD, but it's owned by Heineken. Right. So it does 8-litre kegs. So that big silver thing there.
Yeah.
So you only get sort of like Heineken beers. So it is a little bit limited, but there's some good stuff on it. There is some good lagers on that. Lagunitas IPA you get on it. That's not too bad. Edelweiss wheat beers. There's some good stuff. Cider. It's just another big machine for loads of beer. What beer festival are you looking forward to? We got
Nottingham Craft Beer Festival.
Borman's is in, evening both. Hope Raggy isn't giving you too much stick over the footy. No, we've had that chat beforehand. I'm going to beat him up next week. Do you think craft beer has hit its peak?
No.
Yes.
No? Oh, that's interesting. I think that the big breweries may have got there, but there's a lot of local breweries with energy that the big breweries certainly don't seem to possess. I know some local breweries that will push the boundaries way beyond what the big ones are doing.
But yeah, what I would say is I think, like you say, the big ones have sort of hit their peak, but there's always going to be ones that are new ones coming out.
Yeah.
That sort of just give it a bit of longevity in it.
I think now it's in supermarkets. I think only a certain fraction of craft beer breweries will go into supermarkets because you're not earning the money in supermarkets.
No.
The profit margins are ridiculously shit because supermarkets just want to earn it themselves. But it'd be interesting to see where it goes. More tap rooms, that's what we need.
Yeah, you end up with worse beers, don't you, really, in the supermarkets nowadays? In the craft range. I mean, like years ago, again, I've not been doing it that long, so but I think even for me, craft beers, when they were £3, £3.50 at the time, they were well brewed quality beers, a lot of them. And you still get them, but I think there's a lot of shoddy craft beers, shall we say.
Certainly in Aldi and Lidl. Yeah, some of their beers and own bargains. Jesus Christ, the bargain range of craft beers is woeful. I mean, did you ever do the Aldi Twice as Nice? Did you ever review that?
I saw too many reviews of it, and I went, no chance, no chance.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah. A bit like getting dog shit on your feet. You can never get it out off your fucking feet. And not great. And the own bargain ones, they weren't great. But saying that, there's always the odd one. There was one from Own Bargains I don't know who makes it, but it was fucking lovely. And it was a shit cheap beer. So it just goes to show you sometimes.
Yeah, there's the odd gem in there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think with the craft beer thing, I think all these breweries have sort of picked up on it, and they, craft beer, and then they think, oh, we can charge £2 a can, but you don't really get a £2 worth of beer, do you? You don't get a quality beer for £2, do you, in a small can? I don't think.
Very, very, very rarely will you get a top class beer for that price.
No.
You might get a top class traditional beer for that price, but not a craft beer.
Yeah.
Not with the amount.
No, go on, carry on.
Oh, with the hops that go in, it's the hops that push up the price.
Yeah.
So, unless you're brewing on a mega scale like what Shepherd and Neem, Fuller's can do, it's not easy to do it for that price. Then you've got to start cutting corners, which devalues your product.
Yeah.
So,
well, you think Life and Death, how long's Life and Death been out? And it's still one of the best bog standard IPAs in the supermarket, isn't it?
You might find that breweries, and I know this, we've been working for a gardening company, we took a loss on certain contracts because it was what they call a grade A contract. Can't think, the blue chip contract, whatever. Took a loss on that contract because that contract made us look good. Yeah. And then so I did all the contracts that made the company look good, and the shitty gardeners did all the shite work. So I was allowed to do the work properly. They were told to, you've got to get that done, you've got to get that done, you've got to get that done. And you can put the same into beer, really, They'll take a loss or make no money at all on that beer because it puts Vocation's name in supermarkets.
Yeah. And it's obviously done good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they are a stunning brewery. I mean, you look at their kit they've got now, flipping heck, and what they're churning out, some amazing stuff. I don't agree with all the stuff. Barrel-aged wine sours, I'm not so keen on that, but fuck's sakes. But some of their imperial stouts are just off the charts, amazing. Yeah. Your comments are through the roof again.
Well, I'm going to let you catch up with a few for me, because you can go through and comment, can you? Anyway.
If I can on this Chromebook, let me see if I can go up the comments.
If you see the comment, yeah. So I'm going to... The old valve's gone now. Go on, Ben.
Here we go. So 8 litres of 36 quid isn't bad. I suppose not. Window Beer Review says hi, Thomas. Mr. Bowman says hi, Thomas. He says hi, Bowman. Fucking hell, not that drunk. Beardy Beer Reviews. Blood fantastic, my dudes. Christopher Boys, Raggett score prediction for the playoff final. Oh, fuck it. Just a win for Forest. That's all I want. I'm on Tennant's perfect draft. It's okay. It's just like a lager. Like Foster's or something, but slightly better. Yeah, I tell you what, mate. If you've never had Peroni's Doppio Malto, wow, that's something special, that is. Forest's fan has gone to prison. Rooney's like, yeah, silly boy. Why do it? Why do it? Sheffield United players, though, not totally innocent on this. Two Sheffield United
alone.
was stomping a Forest fan. It's on video, so they'll get their comeuppance. The same two players, one of them same players, was giving the fans in the crowd that. You don't do that to the crowd. What do you expect when someone comes and wants to give you a good hiding? What brewery would I love to do a collaboration with, and what beer style? Always, mate, it's got to be Bang the Elephant. Favourite local brewery by far. The lads are amazing. Their ethos is what draws me to them. It would be an Imperial Stout, probably about 16%, and butterscotch. So, what else? Let's go. Exactly what I already said. More tap rooms in the future. Yes, I think tap rooms are the future of most breweries. In my opinion, Aldi and Lidl and the Republic of Ireland have got some decent beers. Not amazing, but the price pretty okay for fridge fillers. Do you know, mate? Northern Ireland. When I go to Northern Ireland, the amount you drive over, if you ever go there, Baz, if you ever go over to somewhere like Londonderry, you go to the Tesco's in Londonderry, you'll walk in, you're like 4 for £6, and there's 200 quid's worth of 4 for £6, and it's like shit. And it's like, get the boot open. We've got a party. And,
well, my missus got family in Ireland, so I'll have to get over there.
Oh, you've got to, definitely. So, Righty 63, I produce craft beer with my Wilco kit. Yeah, there's some good Wilco's kits out there, to be fair. PJ, my brother was at a wedding in Galway a month ago, loaded up with Aldi beer, charging £8.50 a pint. Oh, at the wedding, yeah. It is expensive. Window Beer Reviews, it's not Londonderry, it's just Derry. Yeah, you're quite right, mate. When you're over there, they do say that. Do you watch Beer the Reviews Beer Tube? No, I don't think so. No. Benjamin, I want to know how Baz became a Blades fan. You don't sound like you're from South Yorkshire.
No, I'm not actually. I'm from Surrey. And I'll tell you why. I've been supporting them now 31 or 32 years.
Well, at least you're a football fan.
Used to support Tottenham. You know, when you're younger, well, I don't know, it's different for people. When you're younger, you support teams, didn't you, with players you like and this, that, and the other. I'd supported Tottenham for a few years, and they went shit. And then one day I was painting and decorating then at the time, as it happens. I remember exactly where I was. I was at Telford Ministry of Defence, I think it was, if I'm correct. And I'm sitting in the van with the newspaper, and I'm thinking, I'm going to support somebody different. Who shall I support? And I thought, I'm not going to follow any of the usual suspects that everyone supports. So I looked down all the lower leagues, and it was the old Division 2 at the time. No, yeah, Division 3. It would have been. So you had Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Sheffield United were top, I think it was. Leeds were in second. And I just went Sheffield United, and I've stuck with them ever since.
That's good. I mean, to be fair, for me, Nottingham Forest, obviously born in Nottingham, went to see Nottingham Forest as a 6-7-year-old. So I was there when Nottingham Forest when we got promoted to the first division, when we won the Premier League, two League Cup, back-to-back European Cups. And I've always been a Forest fan since. I don't, if you're a fan of one club, why would you flit to another club? Especially when you're an adult, at least, I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think when you were a kid, you would do it anyway, didn't you? I must have supported everyone when I was a kid, because I think when you're really young, I think 91. What was I then? I was 20 then. So I suppose I was just hitting that thing where I wanted Saints settled. A bit odd, isn't it? But I didn't want to support Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal. You know, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have something different.
Was you a fan of Tottenham when Tottenham beat Forest in the FA Cup?
Oh, when was that? About 85? Was it 86?
92.
92? No.
That's all right then. Because Gaza should have been sent off.
Yeah. Yes. Oh God. Yeah.
Dirty bastard. Should have been sent off for his tackle on Gary Charles.
Yeah.
He broke Gary Charles's leg. He should have been sent off. And I think that would have turned the match. Cloughy would have won his FA Cup. But he didn't because the referee was crap. Do you want me to read the comments, catch up a little bit?
Yeah, go on then. You go through. Go on.
So Sid Cannon says, hope to see Forest back in the top flat. Me too, matey. PJ, you don't need to apologise. Can't remember what to apologise for. No, sorry.
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
And Benjamin, low raggy, went to his first Forest game via horse.
The horse had square wheels.
Yeah. Cheeky bastard. I remember sitting in the back end of the Trent end at the City Ground. So that was when it was the old terraces.
Yeah.
So put right in the back against the rafters. Bloody hell, it was cold. But you know, I got to see them in the heydays. I mean, hopefully, we'll break the bloody Liverpool, Manchester, and London monopoly of the league because it's boring.
You know, unfortunately, isn't it?
It's all down to money, isn't it? It's all down to money, but a good manager. For us, Steve, I mean, I don't know about the Sheffield United manager, but for Forest, we were relegation certainties. We'd gone through last season, crap, and Kent Bay Reviews is in the house.
Yes. We'll have to kick him off. He's a Forest fan, by the looks of it.
Yeah, up the Forest up if you mate. I want you to go up that way, though. Hey, I don't mind going up. Yeah, right in the right place in the right time, obviously. But anyway, forgot where I was now. But yeah, Steve Cooper. You know, for Chris Hooton, he good manager. I thought when he came up, right manager. He did well for Brighton. We're gonna go up. This is it.
He got sacked from Newcastle, didn't he? And they were in like third place, I think, before Newcastle went up, wasn't it?
Right. And he came to Forest, and he seemed void of ideas. And then obviously this new bloke came, Steve Cooper. Never heard of him. Something to do with Swansea, something to do with England's World Cup under 17s, and he came to Nottingham. And if you hear your manager say this, he says, "I walked into the City Ground on my first day there. There's 25,000 watching us. We're bottom of the league, 7 games in, bottom of the league, relegation candidates, 25,000 people singing Muller Kintyre." And he says, "I got it." And ever since then, you know, he's been a revelation.
Well, when Paul Heckingbottom, I can't say his bloody surname. When he took over, Forest were above us.
Yeah.
And we were in 17th. So I always thought we'd have a good run because we didn't lose both teams.
We both had a good spurt of it, haven't we? Then really,
yeah. I didn't think we'd. I said at the start of the season because when I go into my local decorating merchants, like they have Man United fans and that there, and I have a chat to them and that, and they said, "Oh, Sheffield United not doing well." I said, "I'm telling you, if they click," I said, "they've still got the same team." I said, "You can't go from being that good in the Premier League at one point to being complete rubbish." Got a cat in my face. I'm sorry.
So, do you want me to catch up on your on the comments again? Because
go on then.
They're going for it again, aren't they? Bloody hell!
They've come to see you, Raggy. That's what it is.
That's it. So yeah, Kent Bay Reviews up the Forest. Yep. PJ battered the woman with a stick and dragged her home. What was that mean? I don't know what that means, mate. Joe Hanson, have you seen the UEFA Cup final? No, but I've seen a mate who I've got a mate who's Glasgow fan, and he's very happy with the with that final. Kent Beer Reviews just streaming you guys, spreading the love. So Craig did this. Craig did this last week for me. So if I show you, there we go. Oh, fucking camera.
Oh,
so, we're actually on Craig's channel, and Craig did this for me last week. So this is where YouTube, can change so much. So on Craig's channel, it's not showing at the moment. I can't see the live chat at the moment. So yeah, I was chatting, I was on a live last week on my chat channel, and I was actually noticing the comments on Craig's channel at the same time and going hello to that channel at the same time.
I bet that was bonkers. I thought Craig was supposed to be live tonight himself.
He was at 6 o'clock. I know he was late, and there we are. So we're on Craig's channel as well.
Thank you very much, Craig.
I can't see your chat, mate. So Benjamin, I was born a Blade. Both sides of my family support Sheffield United, but as a kid, I was a Blade first. Second team was Man United. Mark the Pondering Man. Be nice if Clough can get Mansfield up too. Yes. Nigel Clough wasn't happy with him being a Derby fan, but job's a job, isn't it? Sometimes you have to
he was at us. He done well with us. Yeah.
Yes, he did. I remember the season. Yeah, I do.
And he was doing well. I was a bit gutted when he went, really.
I only tuned in because I thought Scott was on. Oh dear. But yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. But yeah, Clough. I'm hoping that Mansfield and County can get up, because it's not supporting. I support all the local teams. Look, I don't live in Manchester, so I got that worry. Manchester or Man City. Because our teams are so far apart. There's no real rivalry these days.
No.
Do Forest fans really want Paul McCartney singing at your ground if you get promoted? Oh, I don't know about that, mate. That's 10 movies. But yeah, Mulligan Ties, the song they choose.
Yeah.
It's like Liverpool with You'll Never Walk Alone. That song sends shivers.
Yeah.
I think it's the most iconic song in all of world football. You'll Never Walk Alone. I listen to that and it's like, I can get shivers going through me. Yeah. Why the players, when the away players come in there singing that, you think to yourself, Jesus Christ, they're already 1-0 down before they kick the ball.
My missus is a Everton fan.
Ryanair have been trolling Rangers all day. Folk think their Twitter was hacked. At least I'm honest about Man United support, though. They were winning the treble at the time. Hey.
In all fairness, Man United, when Ferguson was there, 92, wasn't it? Class of 92. The players he had come through there, they were class, weren't they? As much as I hated them, but no fucker could beat them. No one could beat them.
They are amazing. Joe Hansen, do you like teams outside of the UK? It's funny, but I used to like Real Madrid, only because at the time Barcelona were dirty bastards. They were all the time. They were dropping to the floor. Oh, he's hurt me, and you're like, go with the world's best team. Get your fucking asses off the floor. Stop that shit and beat them by playing the way you can play.
Yeah.
And I don't like dirty footballers anyway. I don't see the need. If you can win by playing properly, why cheat?
We've had this stuff. We had a bit of this, didn't we, on Tuesday?
The other night. Yeah.
I like the passion. I like people. Yeah, get out of the way, cat. I'm just wrestling with a big cat here. What's a fuss?
Oh, bless him. He wants you to give him a stroke.
Yeah, he does that. Yeah, we had a bit of banter, didn't we? About I like the passionate games. I like it when it gets a little bit feisty. It adds to it.
I think it was a good match the other night. I think both teams did themselves well.
Yeah.
To lose on penalties is no shame, and I'm just glad that Forest got through. Thank God.
I gotta say, I think a couple of the penalties, 2 or 3 of them penalties that we took, were absolutely dreadful.
I need to watch them again because I'd had a bit too much barley wine.
You were nodding off, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, I was steaming. Fucking, yeah, I woke
I
up.
say that about any penalties.
I went to work the next morning and I was not good. And I think for the first 3 hours, I was dying. I'd had a hangover and I just hated the world. Sid Cannon, hey up. Meow.
That's a cat.
Funnily enough, my first away game was a night match at the City Ground in the 80s. Walking up to the away end, seeing Forest lit up looked amazing. Yeah, the ground next to the Trent, the ground does look amazing. And hopefully they'll do it up where it needs doing up, because the main stands is a bit old now. It needs doing up. PJ, I used to be a Man United fan until they started losing, though. So did a lot of other people. Window beer review, Thomas. Have you any interest in rugby? No, it's just boring as sin.
I don't do rugby, but if
It's like
England,
cricket.
Wales, where I am, you're right on the border. So
it's like cricket.
If England beat Wales, it's like fucking go up. It's all on Facebook as well. Make sure of that.
It's like cricket. Fucking watching cricket. It's as boring as sin. And why you'd sit in the stand and somebody's belting the fucking ball that could kill you at you, and you're there pissed at your face. Next minute, the fucking ball's coming at you. Somebody reaches out and grabs the ball before you're dead.
I actually don't mind I don't like cricket, but I do like the 2020. I did watch some of that a couple of times.
Yeah, I think fast
that was exciting.
Good. Yeah, it is. It gets you off the edge of the seat. But normal cricket, where they stood there and some old bloke stood there, falling asleep behind the wicket.
Yeah.
And someone's botting the ball and he's like,
if the crowd are falling asleep, that says it all, doesn't it?
Oh,
says it all.
Mark the Pondering Man. My first game, Chelsea versus Nottingham, 76-77 season. Forest fan ever since.
He's a Forest fan. I'm surprised I've not had too much stick off Mark, actually. He's
I'll
obviously very polite.
I'm putting my hand in front of that camera there, whereas the camera's not there anymore. It's here, so there.
Yeah.
Window beer review, Thomas. What's the most expensive beer purchased? Easy. Brewmeister's Snake Venom, 67.5%, and it was 39 quid.
39 quid? Mine,
and
15 quid. No, 20.
All but half a shot. And I drank it live as well. Went from sober to pissed up in an hour and 3/4.
There you are. That I got Bourbon County Stout, Goose Island.
Right, yeah.
I bought.
What did you think to that? I know it's got a rating, a massive rating, and Kent Beer Reviews actually sent it to me. So I'm eternally grateful for that. Do you think it's a little bit overhyped? Or did you get complexities that maybe other people didn't get? I mean, that's the difference between all of us. And I'm sure Craig, if he's still listening, will understand that. Is that with all beers, we all get what we get. And, it's like me. I'll make you a cup of coffee. You'll drink that coffee. Oh, shit. And, and I'll think it's great,
Originally, I bought a 2018 bottle with the glass, which was 20 quid. And I drank that a year later. Now, I don't like whiskey, bourbon, whatever you want to call it, because I've been criticised for my pronunciation of bourbon. But I drank it, but it took a lot of drinking because I don't like that sort of whiskey bourbon flavour. And then the following year, they done like a 2017, 2018, 2019 pack for 60 quid. And the missus said to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "Oh, get me that." I'm paying anyway, basically, aren't I? So I got that.
Goes into the kitty, goes out the kitty.
That's it, yeah. So last year, I actually reviewed that 2017 bottle, and I really enjoyed it because the bourbon had totally mellowed. It was really good. But I think the price wise, I mean, that's a full pint of that. So I think if you bought 2 free 30ml cans at a tenner, you maybe wouldn't moan so much, would you? But I just think that barrel aged stuff's expensive, isn't it?
It is, but then I suppose if you look at it, you know, there's a price. I mean, they have to pay. They have to pay one thing first. They have to pay for the barrel. Then they have to pay for the ingredients to brew it, and then the time it's sat there in the warehouse. And it's funny, you know, I didn't understand a lot of that, the logistics of a lot of it, until I went and did the wraggys beer, the beer. And because I always thought, oh, just put the bloody thing in a bottle. And then he was saying to me that it costs. They have to brew the beer, then you have to put it into one of these, like onto a pallet in some sort of container. Then it goes away to be bottled. Then it comes back, and there's the cost element there. It's something like $5,000. Then you have to get all the money back from selling the bottles. You know, the cost of all that.
It's not so much the brewing of the beer, is it?
No,
Sometimes it's everything else around it.
Yeah, the bottling, the storage, and all that. So, at Mark the Pondering Man, Bourbon County Goose Island, I have a 2019 version that is aging. Fair play. Benjamin.
19. The 18, I'm thinking of doing the 18 because I'm not far off 2,000 now subs. Well,
yes, I've seen that tonight. Yeah.
I say not far off it, 100 or something like that. So I'm thinking of keeping that for this year.
It's funny how these subs go, because 1 minute it's going up quite nicely, and then another month it's like, fucking hell, I've gone up about 2 in a month. And then I had days where I was going up like 15 to 20 a day, and it was crazy. And YouTube's a strange beast. It is a strange beast. I mean, I suppose if you were getting your body out every day, and you look on Instagram, and I look at the people with big followers, and it's mainly women, to be fair, and some very, attractive women, I suppose, if that's attractive to the word there.
Well said.
And they're drinking this with a bikini on, going, and it's like, yeah, 2,000 likes, and I think, yeah. There's a reason why you've got a lot of views, but there you go.
It's not for the Carlin, is it?
No. So Benjamin, I've got 1 times 2019 and 2 times 2021 versions.
All right.
He's a proper connoisseur, he is. And he's just, don't get your body out. And he also says, what's your saying about the costs of beer being in the bottling and transportation? That's why tap rooms are a must have, because they can make way more selling it locally on tap. Yeah. And it keeps them alive as well. And I do know that some local breweries near me, Blue Monkey, Bang the Elephant, and maybe one other, are thinking of doing their own tap rooms, simply because they can churn the beer out, they can sell it there and then.
Yeah.
And they can leave their jobs and just do it full time. Whereas at the moment they're doing it part time, and it's tough when you're doing anything part time.
Carry on. No, just do that one.
Please don't get your body out. I will unsubscribe. Yeah, my name's
to me or Raggy.
About me. Yeah. I'm not from that part of the world. Yeah. Barry Island area. No. Slurpy's in. So
Slurpy Dave. I've got his last video to watch, actually. Slurpy Dave.
He's a laugh, isn't he? He is.
Oh, he's a head case, isn't he?
Yeah. Proper decent.
Some of his jokes, I just think, oh God. But tap rooms, I actually think tap rooms now are more like old style pubs.
Yeah.
Because pubs now, they just tend to be restaurants, don't they? You don't really get that old. I'm not saying new tap rooms are grotty, because the old pubs used to be grotty, didn't they? But they had that atmosphere, didn't they? And now I think tap rooms tend to sort of have that bit of an atmosphere. Much better.
In Nottingham, especially, we get the likes of the big, like, Green King owned places, Wetherspoons. So they are predominantly restaurants with, Wetherspoons does have a bit more beer in it, but obviously a lot of craft beer breweries don't like Wetherspoons because, for certain things. But what we have got in Nottingham, you've got a clear divide. You've got pubs that are restaurants that sell a couple of beers. But then you've also got the micro pubs. The micro pubs of Nottingham, there's a lot of them. And they are the ones that have all the local breweries, plus beers from further afield. They are the ones that are absolutely raking it in, because their variation of beers is staggering. You see a beer from like a favourite local brewer go up, and it's like, oh shit, I need to go down. And bearing in mind, they hold what, 72 pints or something daft, these casks.
Yeah, no.
You go down, the bloody beer's already sold out.
Yeah.
And simply because they're getting through so much. And because Nottingham has got a lot of tap rooms and craft beer pubs now, we've got a lovely divide. You've got the lager drinking pubs, where all the idiots go and start scrapping, that's their and start putting them in. Yeah. Then you've got the restauranty pubs, and then you've got the craft pubs and tap rooms. Yes, they're more expensive, but the beer is always good. There's never, ever any issues. And we've got so many in Nottingham. Even I, who live in Nottingham, have still not been to every one of them.
Yeah. Well, where I live is only a little town, tiny. We've got a place called the Bailey Head, which they've had best pub of the year for the last 7 years. They get a lot of good stuff. They have a lot of breweries go there as well, sort of like do tap room night things or whatever like. And then we had this other place open. Yeah, that's it, Tap Takeover. And we had this other little place, which I just found out about 2 days ago, that the bloke sort of like looking to sell it because he hasn't got the time to put into it, which is called the Bastion Ale House. That opened up just before COVID, literally about 6 months before.
Yeah, not the greatest of times to open.
And then there's one other place in the town that sort of does craft beer and all that lot, but that's it where I live. 3 places that maybe go for it. Otherwise, it's all like shit.
So it's all down to having if you had the money and you didn't need to work, if I won the lottery and I didn't need to work, I would probably open up my own micro pub tap room, because I damn well know I could make it good, because I know what beers are good.
Yeah.
And I've got friends who have got the gift of the gab, and their personalities would sell a micro pub or tap room. Do you want me to catch up on all you?
Yeah, go on then, because it has shot up. I saw it going. I see Andy's beer reviews. Hi all, evening. Hi Andy, how are you, pal? Go on then, you can do some of that lot. Bazza, you had any meltdowns in the co-op lately?
Bazza and Raggy, 2 of my favourites. Cheers, mate. Slurpee, yeah. Wasn't there
too kind?
Wasn't there some kind of tax rebate for craft beer in the last budget? Now it's their time to do it. Yeah, the craft beer, that last budget didn't affect craft beer. It affected the macro breweries. It wasn't low enough to go down any further. Yeah, there was a bit of a stink about that. Slurpee, I'm camping with a 36-pint pin of Bush's piston brew and an hand pump. Fantastic. I'm not sure what to think about that. Is there a joke in there?
Probably.
The hand pump thing makes me wonder. Mark the Pondering Man, I miss old school pubs with snugs and saloon bar and jukeboxes.
Yeah.
These days, just full of tables for food. In Nottingham, mate, Lincoln Green pubs, they're very similar to that. It's old school, lots of beers on the bar. There's no pool tables and all that. It's, they sell lager, but it's hidden. And it keeps basically the riffraff out.
So Raggy never gets in there.
No, I don't return to that place. Stop that. Rasco Disco says camping Slurpee. That must be pretty intense. And I don't know if there's a joke going off there either. Anyway, I've gone past now. Bazza, you had any meltdown in the co-op lately?
No.
Meltdowns in the co-op.
I think he's referring to the time when I went down to Scott's wedding in Portsmouth.
Oh yeah.
I stood in a queue waiting to get served for about fucking half an hour.
Oh.
Just for 3 beers, because there was like one person serving. She was doing the post office. and the normal serving, and there was someone changing money. There was it's just fucking. I was just about to put my bottles down and just piss off.
Oh, that was me in KFC like the other week. Got there, stood there, 2 people there doing work. I could see 2 people talking. 5 minutes. One of them looked at me and walked off, and I'm like, "Are you fucking joking?" And you go from nice to pissed off in a very, very quick amount of time.
Yeah, me and you are probably the same. We're kind of like pleasant. It's either nice or I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, fucking hell. And his beer reviews. Hello, mate. How are you? And Bramwell was saying evening to Slurpee. Slurpee, I told a doctor one day I think I'm a wig ram. Next day, I think I'm a TP. He reckons I'm 2/10. And his beer reviews. I'd open a brewery. Have the plans ready. Hey, good on you, mate. People saying hello. Yep.
Bloody hell, where these come from?
Who's Mr. B? I don't know. Fucking hell, stop talking because I can't catch up. Yeah, everyone's talking. Yeah. All the beer night. Did you pay in Green Shield stamps? Slurpee says Baz's wife said Baz would take me out somewhere expensive, so we took it to the local petrol station.
Yeah.
That's actually quite apt, isn't it? I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah, it is for my van. Cost me bloody. I filled it up I didn't fill it up. I put half a tank in, and it wasn't even half a tank in the end. It was just under. It cost me 50 quid.
Oof.
I put 50. Well, what it was, I put 50 quid in because I saw the price and I thought, well, that hasn't come down. So I thought, right, I'll bide me time here. So I'll just put half a tank in, or 50 quid's worth. And when I put the bloody car on and saw the meter, it was like less than halfway. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I know, it's ridiculous. Lay Miles, she says, Baz, just dropping in to say hi, give a like and a wish you all a lovely Friday night and weekend.
Thank you very much, Leah.
Andy says, lovely.
Subscribed up from Sunday. Oh, God. Neil, I'm going to get shot. I'm going to look bad now, and I can't remember her boyfriend. I'm certain he's subscribed to me, but they're both subscribed to John. And she happened to come on, and she subscribed to me then. So nice that they've come on just to look. I've got a bloody cat's ass in my face.
Lovely. That's not getting tongue out. Benjamin says 2021 you can't travel more than 5 miles. 2022 you can't afford to travel more than 5 miles.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah, you got to watch where the petrol stations are charging. These supermarkets are king at the moment. Mark the pondering man. Petrol and diesel crept up again so much for 5p litre. What they're doing, mate, they're not applying it. What they've done, they've put the price up. As soon as Rishi did that, they put the price up.
Yeah.
So the 5p came off. They put the price back down, and it was no less than what it was originally.
No.
But not only that cat's loving himself.
I know. Yes. Sorry.
Not only are Mobil and all these doing well, but the government are doing well. They say there's going to be another recession. The government's making billions out of the petrol crisis.
Yeah.
John Doyle has said, evening, gents. Any Belgian triple recommendations? I'll leave that for you.
The obvious ones, triple Carmelite, West Mile. Off the top of my head, I can't think. Because I tend to have Belgian triples sort of like few and far between, so I kind of need to remind myself of what I've had sometimes.
I know. You always get someone who asks a question and straight away you're like, oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, Triple K is cracking.
And it's in Tesco's and Sainsbury's these days. It was in Sainsbury's last night when I went.
Yeah, £5 for a 750ml bottle.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong there.
I don't think the Ninkasi Rosé's in there anymore. £9.50 for a 750ml bottle. I bet they got rid of that. I bet they thought of paying that much.
After you had the old Tom Tits, they probably did.
Yeah, dear. Well, It's a good thing no one was at the hotel at Newark next day. Bloody hell. The toilet stunk 3 hours later and still stunk a farmhouse. Yeah. We're not going anywhere
All I
down
would
there.
say to John is have a look at, I don't know how many triples you've done, Raggy, but certainly look on my channel and look for sort of like Belgian beers and that. The triple should be on there.
Yeah.
I don't know about Raggy's.
That's the only one that comes to mind. I don't do a lot of Belgian stuff, to be fair, either. I need to do. I mean, I suppose Dean, of everyone, Dean's probably done more than everyone.
Yeah, Dean's pretty big on the Belgium stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, because he
I've done
reviews.
quite a few, but I just can't remember.
I have a beer and I forget.
Yeah.
PJ found a bank card at the door of the petrol station the other day. Got my coffee, tapped the card, and found to pay $4. It then told him I'd found it and handed it in. The guy was still laughing his head off. I went to the petrol station the other day and put the card in to pay, and I'd bobbed it by picking the thing up at the wrong time. Next minute, the receipt came out for 48 quid. I hadn't even put any fucking petrol in. And all of a sudden, the wife says, "Put that back, fucking hell." And she's running in and saying, 48 quid. Luckily, it didn't go through it. It printed off the receipt from the old thing. But I'll tell you what, shit's a lot. You know, it gets scary, can't you? And the big man, Go Ted Fell, is in the chat. Mr. Dave is in the chat from, not far from your neck of the woods, the Welsh area of the world.
Whereabouts is he? I think he's South Wales, isn't he? I think.
Near Swansea, mate.
Yeah, Swansea, bloody hell. I'm nearer bloody London than Swansea. Well, honestly, you'll be surprised where I am. It's a fair distance down to sort of like South Wales, and it is,
So, I've drank that beer. I'm on my third beer now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have a top up. So you tell them what you're drinking.
Cappuccino Stout from Titanic Brewery. I'm back. Did I miss strippers again? So Dave says he's in Brisgend. That don't mean anything to me.
Bridgend.
No, Brisgend.
Brisgend. Where's
Brisgend? Never heard of it.
Oh, hang on, the bloody. Oh yeah, we got that. Bridgend, I think he means.
Oh, Bridgend.
Yeah, that's South Wales. That's sort of like Cardiff way, Newport, I think.
Everyone's saying hello, and Benjamin's on his third beer. 4% tenants. I do feel sorry for him. It's a bit of a come down from Cloudwater.
It bloody is. I tell you what, I reviewed that.
Only 3 beers, Raggy. You're going easy tonight. Only 3 beers so far, mate.
Yeah. He hasn't finished yet. Once he gets away from me, he's going to hammer it.
So what's
your favourite style then, Raggy? If you have one.
I would think these days it's going to be imperial stouts. Yeah.
Or anything dark, would you say?
Darker beers, stouty beers. Yeah, I think that's my favourite. I mean, to be fair, I love flavour. So most beers, I can have an IPA one day and it hits the spot. I can have a golden ale one day and it just absolutely hits the spot. And that's why beer reviewing is a funny thing, really, because it all depends on us, not just the beer. It depends on us as well. What you get from the beer. Yeah. But I'd say favourites of all these days would be stouts and porters, dark beers.
You're more dark, yeah. I think I am really as well. Lighter beers are more sessionable, aren't they? But you get more from the darker one.
I get very bored of double IPAs where they're all just juice fest beers. They all taste the bloody same. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting mango, pineapple, coconut. Yep. Oh, I've opened this one. Oh, mango and pineapple. Yeah. Oh, lovely. And it's them Cloudwater beers from last year. They killed me. And
I haven't done many Cloudwater, to be honest.
Yeah, the ones from Tesco's, I did them, and
Oh.
even the non-alcohol one tasted the same.
Yeah, I done them. They were like pale ales, weren't they? IPA.
Yeah,
With
they want the
that
great.
real tacky sort of can look, wasn't it? I think there was only one that I thought was any good.
Yeah, I didn't rate any of them ones. I mean, I'm not a particular fan of BrewDogs these days.
No.
So, your comments. Oh, God,
yeah, I know. I, to be honest, I'm just leaving it to you now because you can just.
So, oof.
You're doing all the work and I'm gaining.
Oh, there you go. Andy's beer reviews. I had my first Alco pop in 40 years tonight. God, how old are you, mate? I thought you was only about 40 anyway. Then a delicious double dry hopped IPA from Free Fiends. Free Fiends?
Mm.
And people are saying hi. Sid Cannon, I love a stout. Having a Vocation 666 at the moment. Yeah, you can't fault Vocation.
Yeah, 666. That's the Russian one, isn't it?
Is it? Oh,
the Russian Imperial Stout, I think it is. That one.
Apart from the pleasantries, Thomas is saying, I love most beers. I particularly enjoy stouts and porters. Yeah, I agree, mate. PJ, that's why I love Raggy's reviews on Imperial Stouts. We both have the same taste. And that's where reviews, it's like Barry does a lot of things with like the peat, perfect draft, the blade, and that sort of things. And it's what makes all the beer reviewers are very different in what they do.
Yeah.
Craig, we all are different. Rampant Lion does 30-minute reviews of everything, and the detail is just staggering.
Yeah.
Dean is a bloody unbelievable knowledge.
He's the best. He's the best reviewer for me.
Yeah. Scott's got the banter. Scott's got personality, and he's got wonder as well. I do in my reviews. I talk not just about the beer, but I put a bit of life in, and probably tell you what shite I've had in the day. Barry does his sort of thing. Craig, he does. All the reviewers do different reviews. You couldn't say there's no bad reviewers because everyone reviews it in their own style.
Yeah. Everything appeals to someone different. I think when I started, I don't know about you, but I know when I started, I used to watch a few of mine and see whether I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Whether that's a bit odd, I don't know. Because I think you only look at it yourself and you think, well, fucking hell, if I find that boring, that shit, why would anyone else watch it?
I mean, my first reviews, I used to look on the beer review aggregate websites and to see what people were getting. And people were coming out with some bullshit about what they were getting. Oh, I'm getting biscuit. I'm getting fucking elderflower. I'm getting this and that. And I think, no, you fucking aren't. Stop telling bollocks. You're not getting any of that. And some of the stuff. But saying that, I reviewed Hobgoblin. And I'd never picked out banana in Hobgoblin, which was Hobgoblin. And one day I was reading it, and this was a very early review, and it's like, I thought, I could fucking taste banana. I thought, where has this come from? And so it just goes to show you sometimes it's interesting to see what other people get, whether you're right or wrong in the grand scheme of things. Slurpy says, have you had any beers from the Spitting Feathers Brewery in Chester?
I haven't, no. I certainly haven't. I'm guessing he's kind of thinking more me from where I am because I'm not far from Chester. Never heard of them. But
so Disco says amen to that, brother Ragger. Andy's beer reviews. I've just brewed the St. Peter's Honey Porter with extra honey, 5.2%. Stunning homebrew kit, mate. Absolutely stunning. If you can get a bottle of honey bourbon or distill it yourself, if you do things like that, or know someone who does, add that to it. Increase the sugar. You can make an imperial honey bourbon porter. But yeah, even as it is on its own, it's amazing. So, cheers, Waggy. Always been my favourite reviewer. I'm 54. 54, mate. Jesus.
He doesn't look a day over 30.
No.
And then all of a sudden, I'm his favourite reviewer.
Bramall is drinking a Cloudwater Brave Noise Pale as we type. Bloody amazing. Glad CW backed out of the contract with BrewDog. Never representative of CW's Manchester beers. No, mate. And I read what they say on Twitter, and you read between the lines, and Cloudwater were not happy with what happened. It was a bad mistake. It alienated certain parts of the craft beer community. I've only recently joined the craft beer community in the last 2 or 3 years, so it didn't bother me that much. But it was coming out of it was a better move for them. Three Fiends are from Holmfirth. I thought it was a mistaken typo, to be fair. So, yeah, Three Fiends, another small Yorkshire brewery. Don't get enough notice. This is the thing, Disco. We were saying this, me and Baz were earlier, that a lot of breweries don't get the notice they deserve. And this, as beer reviewers, not only, it's good to do the big breweries, your Cloudwaters and all them, big breweries, but to give a bit of credence to local breweries that no one's ever heard of, especially if you live in that area, doing your locals. I do just about every single local beer brewery that come out. Not every single beer, because I can't afford to. I'd be reviewing 10 a day if I did. But 4 a day is enough. But sometimes even 2 a day. But it's good that people support their locals, especially with the amount of beer. That cat's making me laugh.
This is it. It's like it's like being watching Jonathan Brown, isn't it? With his cats in the way.
Oh, well. So,
what I'm going to do, Raggy, is Stonehouse Brewery, where I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah.
They released a double IPA last year, I think it was. And I sent one to Dean and John and they done a live review of it. I done a review of it. So, because they're releasing it, I think it's really decent. So yeah, I'm going to end up picking up a case of it probably, and I'll just end up sending you it.
Oh, jeez.
And you can do a review of it. But they're a local traditional brewery, so I'll be interested to see what you think of it as well.
Yeah, because I think me and you have got similar backgrounds, and I think Dean has as well. We're traditionals that have gone into the world of more, whereas others, I would say Scott, Craig, Kent Beer Reviews, and certain others, they're more craft beer reviewers than traditional. Scott's certainly more craft. Craig does dabble in both. So Bramall's saying it was traditional meets new age in a glass, fantastic brewers. And his beer reviews, I've found over the months you can kind of tune your taste buds into different beers and get those different flavours. Damn right, mate. Slurpee says, I hopped on the bus the other day and the driver said, Slurpee, sit down like the rest of the passengers. Go Ted says, when is your birthday, mate? Not yet. 24th of June, mate. Rasco
I know where you are. I'm looking at them now.
Disco says, beer reviewers get free beer at PJ. Since when? Where do I sat? No, we don't get free beers, mate. We don't get free beers.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I have had Purple Moose. You've had Purple Moose beers, haven't you?
Yeah, Dave gifted me a couple, yeah.
Yeah, they messaged me and they sent me one of their new beers one time. High hops.
Oh,
like tropical IPA. I was like, couldn't believe it. I was like, how the hell have you found me?
It's amazing how they do. Goat said, just got 30 cans from low cost beer. Lots on there at the moment. I know. I'm trying to run the beer wall down because my birthday's coming up and I'm trying to get rid of as much as I can before my birthday. It's not happening.
He's trying to empty it. So all you ones watching, send him some.
Disco's put that said about IPA. I've just smashed the Turning Point Brew Company Sabro and Simcoe IPA. That was excellent. Turning Point, they're in Nottingham. They've done a collab with Castle Rock, and it was something spritz, and it was a ginger and elderflower beer. Bloody stunning beer. Andy says on another Shepherd and Neem now, very good brewer. Yeah, they are. I like Shepherd and Neem.
I've not had much of theirs, to be honest. I don't think. I might have, probably not that I'm aware of.
They don't change their beer range. It's the same sort of stuff. Fuck Slurpee, that Ashfield was disgusting.
Oh, God, that was. I'll tell you what, I got that the other day. Well, no, I got it a while ago, didn't I? I reviewed it. I had the Morrison's one, and I thought the Morrison's one was better. And I saw Andy's review, and he thought it was quite decent. And I was really gutted because he said he paid 90p for 4 cans. I paid 176.
Okay, now.
But I've got the Sainsbury's version.
Oh, shit.
And I actually had a can of it before. I didn't review it. I just had a can of it. So look out for the review.
My mate we went round to my mate's last Saturday. So I got there and he says, "Oh, I've got some Ashfield bitter. Do you want any of that?" And I'm looking at him, fuck off. So I says, "Look, I'll get some of my Leffe out because someone gave me a load of Leffe." So I
can't go wrong.
Then we had the Guinness coffee, and then we had some Guinness bourbon. That was nice. And then some New Zealand brandy. Oh, dear.
Guinness bourbon?
Yeah. Bourbon barrel-aged Guinness from Ireland. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it was bang on. It was, the quality was stunning.
I thought you were just going to say it was a can of Guinness and you wanged a bit in there.
No, not this time.
Times are hard, but not that hard.
And Disco's saying, "I like to think we straddle traditional and craft equally. It's just all beer to me. It's the same to me, mate. It's all beer.
Good beer's a good beer, isn't it?
Yeah, wherever it comes from, all beers. If it tastes nice, then it doesn't matter. I mean, if Audi are bringing out a plum porter where you can't taste plum, then there's an issue."
Yeah. I got to let the cat out, Mon. You take over.
So, my man Dave, elderflowers are starting to come out. So, elderflower champagne soon, lads. Yeah, definitely. David, mate, good evening. How are you? And dead weird on somebody else's channel doing the things, but there you go. Bramwell, one of the beers I've sent you today was brewed by Mrs. B, and it's the same beer as this CW I'm drinking. Brave Noise, a Sabro Mosaic Pale 5.4. That said, Slurpee, Isle of Man is on the travel list now. I want to drink some of those amazing looking cast pints. You get your lips on. Isle of Man would be a lovely place to go, Disco. Yeah. And I was well pleased with Rasco today with his interview with Jager from Wildcard Brewery. She comes across as a lovely girl. She's getting more popular, and she's wrote a book, and she was obviously on TV. But what you've seen was her personality. This is what I love about people. Good personalities don't just get big-headed. In that interview with her and Rasco, she came across as a lovely person. And then she turns around and says, whenever I go home, back to Nottingham, i.e. where I am, and he says, a pint of cask harvest pale is what she loves. You can't fault that. She's a good girl. So you missed David's
video today.
Yeah.
He did well. I clicked on it, and literally within about 3 minutes, it finished. Was gutted.
It wasn't a live; it was a premiere. I need to work out how you do these premieres.
Right.
So you can set it up as a premiere, and it shows up as a live. Don't know how that works, but
right, okay.
Not sure. I said Morrison's was decent. Scored it 1 out of 10. Just Thomas has opened a can of All World Domination IPA. Andy, elderflowers, a nice flavour in the beer. Everyone's talking really quick all of a sudden. Rask Disco says, "Cheers, Raggy. Well said. Jager Wise off Wildcard, but was really good. Knows her stuffing is really entertaining and friendly." Yeah, she comes across as a lovely person.
I commented on the video. My missus got us a case from Wildcard Brewery last year, I think it was. There's some good beers in it. Definitely different from what you got from the supermarkets.
Well, they're coming to Nottingham for Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. So we follow each other's on Twitter. So hopefully we'll have a chat, and hopefully she sees some grey-haired beacon of Nottingham Fucking hell, I'm like that bloke in Lord of the Rings. You know the beacon of mirror, like the beacons of Minas Tirith. It'd be like, fucking hell. You see the grey hair. Oh, it's the beacon of Rag. I need to get it cut. Don't stand out so much. David Thompson went to Pomona Island Brewery this afternoon. Oh, bless you. Bramall says he'll going to send me a cherry imperial porter. Oh, won't say no. And
I'm like you.
So Vasco Disco says we put all our videos out as premieres as we get to chat to folk in the comments. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I might work out how you actually do that. I'm not sure how you do it. I'm still a YouTube virgin. Yeah.
Me and you are the same, Billy.
Yeah, I don't know how to do.
We ain't got a clue, have we, with all this?
No. Might have to change my channel to all the beer. I haven't got a clue. Yeah.
Yeah. We do a collab video. All the beer.
Just about to crack open a Foster's Light 0.2%. Shit's about to get real. 0.2? Fuck's sakes.
Why would you get a Foster's Light?
I think I'd rather just have a cup of coffee. I've got to be honest.
I'll tell you what, I reckon you'd be buzzing on a good old coffee, I reckon. Oh, David Thompson's in. Oh, God. Liverpool fan.
Slurpee says, David, Pomona Island is actually an island. It's got a long history, that place. The brewery is good. Correct, Slurpee. There was a palace on there years ago. All right. Where's Pomona Island then? Is it in the UK? I ain't got a clue. It sounds like somewhere abroad.
Yeah. What's that place? Slurpee Dave. It's one of the places. Yeah, but there's it's going to be named as a city now, isn't it? Somewhere he's been to. I can't think what the place begins with D, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
One of the places he's done videos from.
Douglas.
It's going to be named as a city, isn't it? For the Jubilee.
Douglas, is it? Yeah.
Heard it on the radio today. So there you go. So we'll have a video from Slurpee Dave saying the city of Douglas.
You ought to call it City of Slurpee. That would have been better.
Yeah.
So David Thompson, Salford in Manchester is where Pomona Island is. Oh, right, yeah. You learn something new every day, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have thought that was from like Manchester.
Yeah. I know Stockport's near Manchester, as far as I know.
That's right, David Thompson from Liverpool. Yeah.
Liverpool.
He's constantly putting stuff up on Facebook about Everton. And not very nice stuff.
Has Everton been relegated? Are they still up?
No, they won last night, didn't they?
Oh, just escaped it then. I think Frank Lampard would be a good manager for them, really.
They were 2-0 down at half time against Palace and won 3-2. And they're guaranteed now
to stay up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Burnley drew, so they're on the same points as Leeds. So it comes down to they just got to do better than each other, really. Burnley got the goal difference, 20 goal difference.
See, Burnley were a good team in the Champions League last year. They had some good players, but are they really a big team? Leeds are a big team. Everton are a big team. But I suppose it all depends, doesn't it? I mean, hopefully Forest get up because they're a big team. And basically,
Everton would go down.
Both the Sheffields really need to be back in the Premiership, but when and if it ever happens.
Do you mean if? If one of them will be, you cheeky sob.
David Thompson bought 6 cans of La Villa Strangiato. It's a nod to the band Rush. Leeds and Burnley.
I've got to scroll down there.
Leeds and Burnley put a complaint in about over Everton's financial situation the past few years.
I'll tell you what, Everton are always down there, aren't they? They seem to be. And that's why I wanted them to go down.
Since David Moyes left, they've gone crap. He should have stayed where he was.
I think he was mad, actually, going to Everton from Preston at the time. Because Preston were a decent team, weren't they? All right, granted, League One, but...
It's the thing with players, isn't it? Sometimes you're better off being a big player at a club. Matt Letizia at Southampton never left there because he was a big player at Southampton. He goes somewhere else, you don't get to play. And sometimes, you know, you've got to look past money and just enjoy your game and what you're doing.
Do you think now then, because I was thinking, funny enough, I was thinking about this today while I'm up a ladder painting a wall, as you do. I actually thought that I think the Championship is better quality. You know, they say the Premier League is better than any other league in the world, yeah. But I actually think the Championship is probably better than a lot of Premier Leagues in the world, because the amount of foreigners that we bring in, or the amount of players we bring in that don't make it, end up going to the Championship.
Yeah.
And the Championship is actually a really good standard, I think.
It's a bloody tough league to get out of. It really is a tough league.
You've got to be decent players to play in it, I think.
Yeah. Getting out of the Championship is I mean, look at Forest, Jesus Christ. We've been there so many years that getting out, your comments are going crazy again.
That's all right. I'm leaving. I give up on them because you're just, like I said, you're doing it all now.
It's funny because this is why, you know, when I'm doing stuff, beer reviews and that, I do it. I kind of answer as I'm going. It's a bit harder when there's two of you.
I try to, but I don't want to ignore you. Or
no, I'm good with being ignored. Yeah, get it off the wife all the time.
We're both married, aren't we?
Yeah. You say something, she ignores you. She says something. Did you hear what I'm saying? It's like Burnley should go down, says Andy. To be fair, Moyes is doing well at West Ham. Yeah, he isn't. You know, you can't fault him there.
Yeah, tell David Thompson to piss off.
Championship much harder. Everton been pretty poor since Howard Kendall. God fucking hell, how long ago was that?
He was at Sheffield United as well. Done a good job there.
Premier League has the most money, but only 6 teams you can call quality. Yeah. Breaking into that top 6 is very, very hard to do.
I'll tell you what, to be a top 10 team, you've got to be half decent. Nowadays, you've got to have a bit of money in you.
If you can get your players to play out the skin, then you can do it.
Yeah.
But then some idiot comes along, starts buying your players, and then it's down to weak bloody owners in charge, which don't help either. Getting out of the Championship is easy. Getting out the top end is more difficult. Yeah. You can go down very easy. Yeah.
Top of the Championship and the bottom of the Premier League is nothing.
Cheers, Andy. Good and enjoy your review. Can't think of a canal joke, Disco. My brain is just locked. Mark the pondering man. Look at Norwich up and down and don't spend. Just pocket the cash. Yeah, but God, you know.
You've got to spend so much money these days to stay up.
Yeah, it's frightening.
You're probably better off going up and down, aren't you?
But it's disheartening watching your team losing week in, week out. Sometimes you're better off being like going to the playoffs and losing in the playoffs. At least you've done well for the 90% of the season.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, I mean, you look at the money spent in the Premier League now. If you're in the Premier League, you can spend on your squad 200 million, can you?
Yeah.
And be absolutely, you're just doing that to survive, isn't you? And you might not even survive.
No, because obviously the wages.
That's how bad it is.
I mean, if Forest set this team up and keep all the players, and they play like they have this year, then they've got a chance in the Premiership. Because
they've got a chance, but a chance. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, we beat Leicester. We battered Leicester. We battered Arsenal. We only lost because of some dodgy, bloody decision with Liverpool. That VAR was a piss take.
Doing it over 38 games, though, isn't it? It's doing it against them teams that are going to battle with you.
I mean, that made me piss when it was the elbow that was caught over the line, and you think, hold on a minute, you don't play with your fucking elbow, you play with your feet. Yeah, it's not like an horse race where the horse's nose can win it.
No, but you've whatever you can do in the Championship, you've got to add 20% to even have a chance of surviving, haven't you, in the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, to get up and stay up, and then you have to build the squad. I mean, look at Man City. They went down to Division 3, which is now Division 1. Strange.
Yeah.
And they got bought out, and obviously they got a better one manager. He got them back into the Championship, and then they got back into the Premiership, and then new manager, and eventually Pep Guardiola, the best manager in the world, is taking over. And even he hasn't found it, to dominate. Obviously, then you got Jurgen Klopp as Liverpool manager, one of the other best managers in the world. Yeah. So it makes the English league really good.
I would just a quick thing here. Lewis Williams, Baz, what's on the PD this evening? Life and death from vocation. Although it's down to like the red bar now, so we're talking like less than 3/4 of a litre. So be gone tonight. And now I'll let Raggy take over.
So there are plenty of comments, but Mark says, Sky ruined football. Nobody cares about the FA Cup until the quarterfinals. Any old team can qualify for some European Cup. Pointless.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. They improved it, but they ruined it as well at the same time. It's like anything, isn't it? You can get too big.
It is, yeah. I mean, the Europa Cup is, in some ways, now a pointless cup. Champions League isn't so bad, but PJ, why did the chewing gum cross the road? It was stuck to the chicken's foot.
That's terrible.
Lewis Williams, life and death nails, drunken sailor, in my opinion. Hey.
Drunken sailor, that is a cracking beer on PD, I tell you. That is a belter. I was going to pick that up, but I got too many kegs in the shed. I think I got 9 kegs in the shed at the moment.
Oh, Jesus.
And 3 of them are 8 litres. So that's 24 litres. And 6 is 36. I got about 60 litres just in keg.
That's about what I've got in bottle at the side of me in my homebrew shelf.
Yeah. New keg was out today as well, but I resisted it.
Well, who will win the Champions League, Liverpool or Real? I'd like Liverpool to win, only because it's a British team. Exactly. Regardless of, I just don't want Spain to win. Mark, the Pondering Man, is Pep the best manager? Would he do any good as Leeds boss? He's only managed big clubs. There's the interesting thing, mate. If you've got unlimited money, you can buy the best players or buy players you think are going to be best. And that's all the interesting thing. Disco, why all the football talk? The season finished 2 weeks ago. Not for this, not for this team.
Finished 3 days ago for me.
got a can of Polly's for later. It's from M&S. Pretty Polly.
Polly.
Lewis
Oh,
Williams.
is that Moonwalker, Dave? Is that Moonwalker?
Lewis Williams, that'll last you 2
Right.
weeks. Uh-huh. Oh, he's on about your kegs lasting you 2 weeks.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Sid says, I preferred football when it was a sport, not a business. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad because the working man on a low wage can't afford to go. I can't afford to go watching football at £30 flipping go. And that's to watch Forest, never mind Chelsea. 60 or 70 quid to watch a match. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'd rather watch it on some dodgy stream.
To be honest, you're better off having Sky now.
Yeah, in that
You
case.
get much better coverage.
Lewis Williams, Baz never hit 180. Give us some tips.
Practice.
Yeah, and stand closer to the board.
No, that don't make any difference. Trust me. Trust me.
That was in 1938 at Sid. Yes, it is, Barry, said David. Never had Moonraker before. Again, said David. At least we're keeping up with the comment.
It's all right. £3, I think it is, from M&S.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm not too drunk. So I'm out tomorrow night. So the wife was supposed to be coming with me. And she's bailed because she's got a lot of cakes. You know, she's trying to put money away for this vow wedding thing next year. And I didn't think she wanted to go anyway. So I'm taking a mate out with me now. So he's got a free ticket and we're going to the Castle Rock Yard Party. The list of beers is stunning. Loads of collaboration beers. Practice or close your eyes and go with the force, Lewis.
Yeah, close your eyes. Close your eyes. That's the way.
David, whose stream is this?
It's Wraggys. It's Wraggys.
I apologise. I take over, you know.
No, you're all right. You're all right, mate. Honestly, you got the bigger screen, so like going through the comments, it's a nightmare. I don't know how you do it because I don't get this many comments normally. So
it's a killer on the phone. That in some ways, I'm glad that I had to go on my bloody phone to go on that website to get them beers. So using the Chromebook, I can actually see the comments coming through.
I see them, but they, you know, my screen's that big.
Raggy's takeover. It's like a Raggy's tap takeover, isn't it?
It don't matter. I offered it Raggy anyway.
Ought to put that on the fucking title. Raggy's tap takeover. Yeah. Channel takeover. Yeah.
Yeah. All the beer, no idea, has been bought out by Raggy's taproom.
I've never hit 180 either. Even in practice, I've managed a couple of 171s, triple 19s. Right. Yeah. Are you smaller? Are you shorter? Because sometimes, you know, if you're shorter, you can hit the triple 19s better than you can hit the triple 20s. I find that.
You must be short.
Yeah. That was pretty decent at darts way back in the day. Yeah, when John Lowe was still playing.
Bloody hell, were you alive then?
John Lowe, Eric Bristow, and who was it Bobby King?
Bobby George.
Bobby George, yeah, Jockey Wilson.
Jockey Wilson, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, most of them are gone now.
Yeah, bless him. Bless his little cotton sockies.
I met Bristow. Bobby George I've met. Cliff Lazarenko.
I remember his name. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of darts back in the day. I think Bullseye helped. You know this. You know the series that was on TV where the darts players were on. Yeah. That helped because obviously it made him even more famous. Yeah, I always liked John Lowe, although he always got beat by fucking Bristow. But
good player, Bristow. Good player.
Yeah, he was.
Legend.
I'm fairly certain I'm taller than you, Raggy Lowe. Yeah, I'm just 5'9", 11. No, 5'8" these days. Yeah. Although I think I'll be 5'7" soon if I keep shrinking.
I'll be about the same size, me and you, Rags.
And that's when you look at it.
Same age. No hair.
Yeah, no, it's going. Anxiety is my problem. Oh. So before I go, we'll crack open the barley wine. It's got to be done.
Go on then. We'll have one more, yeah?
Yeah.
One more.
Mr. Urban Chicken, how are you, matey? Just having the classic English, well, it's actually an Imperial Kentucky strawberry English barley wine. Get that, took about going overboard. It's turned out nice. I won't say it's perfect, but it's not bad. Certainly get Kentucky elements from it. You get a whiff of strawberry. And as for the barley wine, I've no idea. It's just bloody strong. Really enjoyed the Fire Rock Brewing collaboration you've done. That's aging nicely. In a few weeks' time, that's going to be really good. So this is All the Beer, No Idea, Barry. And Urban Chicken Ale is a local brewer from Ilkeston in Derbyshire on the Nottinghamshire border. And I always say that because, Nottingham, Derby. But a fantastic brewer whose beers are rated very highly on Untapped. And there you go. There's a reason why, if you're a good brewer. I've bought two cans of the barley wine tonight. Yeah. And so a couple of weeks ago, the wife dropped a cake off at Michael. Michael is one of the Bang the Elephant. It's a craft beer brewery on the Nottinghamshire border. And went round to the house, dropped a cake off, invited us in, and I thought, oh no, there's a party. And I thought, oh shit. And I thought, I don't do parties. When you don't know anyone, and everyone's had a few beers, and you're pissed at, and they're pissed out the face, looking at you, thinking, who are these? And he says, oh, I've got something for you to try. Comes along, hands out this beer, and he says, I know you're driving, but it's 12%. And it's like, oh shit, I don't fucking drink that. So I had a few sips, and the wife was with me, obviously, because she was delivering the cake. And she was drinking it, loving it. So I've actually bought 2 cans of it tonight. £10 a can. There will be a review coming, but when I get over the cans, obviously.
Better add me at £10 a can, isn't it?
Yeah, they are.
Got to get your money back, haven't you?
We are so lucky locally because we've got some absolute stunning breweries. Bang the Elephant, my missus used to do that.
No comment.
I did wonder where they got the name from, to be honest. So on the nose on this is a homebrew. It's an English barley wine kit. On the nose on this. The bourbon from the chips. I put bourbon chips into the brew, and you really do get that whiff of bourbon on the nose, and you get a hint of strawberry. And I do mean a hint. I chucked frozen strawberries in at fermentation, and when you take time to actually notice, you do get the flavors and the aroma. But for me, all I do is just neck it and then go back up the house.
Good old Rags. Just get it down, you pal. Is that what you were drinking the other day?
Yeah. No wonder I woke up with the stinkiest hangover. Yeah, it didn't go down well. And it just had a nice strawberry blonde from Jennings. Hey, is that code? I've just had a nice strawberry blonde from Jennings Road. But yeah, what's the name of the beer? Strawberry Jennings.
So how long you been going, Raggy?
4 years this year. So come end of May this year, I'll be on my 4-year anniversary of the channel. To be fair, only when COVID cracked in, so it'd be like March 2020. Did anybody really know about the channel? I think up to that stage, I was on 400 subscribers, and so yeah, end of March, it'd be 4 years, and I'm on 2000, just shy of 2007. So it's strange because obviously it depends. Andy's 11 months.
Yeah, I think it depends on when you started, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I would say I've seen it. I mean, it depends on how much notice you take of it, doesn't it? But I started the 31st of March, which wasn't
2020.
and it wasn't a conscious decision. Like it was, I used to watch beer reviewers and that, and then probably for a few months I've been thinking, oh, I'm tempted to have a go, because I started doing them on Facebook, and I think that was just timing, I suppose.
It's funny because I was watching TV one day, and a certain little bloke came on who now looks like Jack Grealish.
I don't know who you mean, but carry on.
I need 500 likes. But anyway, yeah, no, let's not go down that road. But yeah, I put the news on one day, and it's about some bloke who's doing beer reviews, and it was back in 2018, it would be now. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I can talk shit about beers. I mean, I've worked on that department for 5 years, been a beer drinker, been a home brewer since 2007. And I thought, I can do that. So I came home one day and I said to the wife, right, I'm going to try and do a beer review. I did John Smith's, and, you know, I think over the years, you learn a bit more. You put a bit of personality into it. I think personality matters.
I'm just looking at Andy's beer reviews because he just looks such a sensible bloke. And then
I was the only beer reviewer, never watched anyone. Yeah, Andy. You know,
I want about the one below that.
Oh, stupid Welsh. Yeah. I personally think, Andy, that you know, if said person was watching, Jack Grealish, yeah. I think anyone with a lot of subscribers or anyone who's been doing it a long time can give a bit of a pop-up to the people that have started. You know, there's a beer reviewer for everyone. Not everybody will like me. Not everybody will like Baz. And why not? Fuck's sakes. But there's a beer.
See why, to be honest.
Yeah. But there's a beer reviewer for everyone, and everyone's different. And you know, in some ways, if you have a massive amount of subscribers, people come on and they listen to you, and you think, "Oh God, is this what beer reviewers do?" And then they think, "Oh, sod that! I can't be doing with beer reviewers. I'll go and watch something else." And in some ways, we're losing them people. So. Yeah. By saying to people, look, here's another beer reviewer. This is Andy. This is Scott. This is Dean, Craig. And through the whole, you know, there's somebody that you'll think he's the one I like to listen to. And so by doing that, you're keeping people in that community, and we build a community. I think you're right, Andy. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat what you say, mate, but I do think you're right. Yeah. And I don't agree with the opinions, to be honest. But there you go.
No, well, there's all sorts in there. You know, everyone has different opinions, don't they? And I think.
I mean, I'm often wrong. Yeah, I don't know when.
Well,
tells me every day.
Yeah, no one's right. No one's wrong, are they? But it depends on what your. How can I put it? Oh, I can't think of the words.
I mean, when I go up the arse in the minute,
but put it this way, I wouldn't say it is good just for the hell of it.
No. And you see, what happens is, and I've seen this because years ago I used to run a video gaming website, hacking video game consoles, and the biggest sites were paid to talk bollocks about certain hacking devices and that, and they were paid good money. And I see this across communities, not just in beer reviews, but across all of YouTube, where people are paid. Once money comes into that situation, this is why, and I can't 100% say because I don't know, but this is why Lager from Jeremy Clarkson got 9 out of 10, and Vocation's Imperial Banana, which was a decent Imperial stout. If you don't like sugary drinks with any sugar at all in, then you know it's not your style. I'm not keen on saisons. They're not my style of beer. These days I'll say it's not my style of beer, but I understand the style.
Yeah.
And that other person was saying, pour it down the drink and give it a 1 out of 10. It's not a 1 out of 10 beer. If it's not your style, it's still a good beer, but it's not your style.
This is why, for me, I review different beers. There's beers that I don't like, but you've got to appreciate a beer for what it is, haven't you?
Cheers, one. From Massachusetts.
Bloody hell, get the Americans in here.
Yeah, we're all getting late. Yeah, I personally think that most of the beer reviewers actually play really good with each of us. And I think sharing, not everybody's going to be the same. Not everybody puts the amount of time in. Not everybody wants to. And because it can be, with social media, it can drag you down, especially when you start falling behind and you do 17 beer reviews in a day. And for 2 weeks later, I'm catching up with fucking beer reviews. And half the time, nobody's watched them anyway. So I'm thinking, why the hell am I posting this on Facebook and Twitter? But I do it because of the breweries involved, because it helps them, And even if you get crap views by naming that brewery, and if you've done a good review of their beer, then it's a good review for them.
Yeah.
And social media is a powerful tool these days.
We had that chat before, didn't we?
Yeah. And I think in some ways, the more bigger your channel gets, you've got that thing where people listen to you and they think that you know what you're on about. I know shit, to be honest, so there you go. But they think you know what you're on about, so they respect your opinion. And if you've got 100,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers and you say, this beer's shit, or this beer's brilliant, and then people drink that beer and they think, what's that twat on about? It's fucking shite. Or vice versa. What was he on about? Because that beer was fantastic. And
you're always going to get that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think even where we are, we all have different views, don't we? I think if you come across kind of honest, there's many reviews I've done that I thought a beer was either good or bad. By the time I've come off camera, that beer's changed. And it's a different beer, but you can't go back, can you? You do it as you do it, didn't you?
And this is why, I've said it before with the people that do like 4-minute beer reviews, and I've said, by the time you get to 15 or 20 minutes, the beer's changed. And I suppose Jim is one of the only ones where when he does his 30-minute reviews, he's seeing the beer probably straight from the fridge to its 30-minute later version where it really changes. Yeah. And 4-minute beer reviews, you struggle to do the beer justice. I suppose the only chance you can change that is if you do a chilled version of a beer review and a room temperature beer review. And but fucking how many beer reviews can you do? And is anybody going to watch them anyway? So
yeah. I mean, you know, I personally don't watch Jim. I watched one or two of his, and like you say, 30 minutes. It was just like, so there has to be a happy medium, doesn't there, between getting your point across, I suppose,
and every beer review is different. You know, there's no real beer reviewer that I don't like, really. I mean, I don't know every single beer reviewer, but we've all got different opinions, and you know, we've all got different taste buds. And people will look at you and think, well, the best way to see it is this: he's getting that from the beer. Oh, I like the sound of that beer because he's getting them flavours.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. There's no, for me, you see things, don't you, from other reviewers and this, that, and the other, and it might not be your own personal taste, but you do what you do, don't you? I won't come out and particularly slate anyone because it's just we just don't do it here. Don't do it. No. You know, because you're all different. You know, half the world can slate me. Well, probably 99% slate me. But,
same here. Yeah. The comments I've had over the years, just talk about the fucking beer I've had, and fair enough. And then I do a 2 minute.
Don't worry about it, do you?
And then I do a 3-minute review, and I get people saying, "Fucking hell, that beer review was far too fast." And it's like, oh, for God's sake, you can't fucking win.
You get. I got to admit, like, you know, nobody likes bad comments, do they? Nobody likes bad comments. But after about 12 months, for me, I would say you kind of just think, oh, I suppose starting up when I did, and the channel grew quite quick, you kind of got used to shitty comments and that. So
yeah,
I still don't like it. No fucking likes today.
These days I'm getting all these sex and Tinder comments, and I'm thinking, the fuck's this? And I keep reporting them as spam, and I'm thinking, YouTube, do your own job, you know.
Yeah.
Why should I remove your sex comments? I don't want to see them in the first place myself.
Yeah.
Andy, absolutely no idea how Raggy talks to himself for 20 minutes doing a review. Trust me, mate. I'm working all day long on my own. I could talk for an hour because I speak to no one all day apart from fucking pheasants, deer, and birdies. And so it's my way of getting out there. It's
like me, Raggy. I just talk to myself though when I'm at work.
Yeah, you're on your own all day, and it's.
I get customers saying, "I thought you were talking to somebody." No, just me fucking self.
Yeah. I see the farmer next door, the bloke on the tractor drive by, and he's having a proper full blown conversation. I'm thinking, is he on his fucking phone? And I'm looking, and no, he's just talking to himself. And oh dear. And that's when I hadn't had a drink. When I've had a drink, fuck me, far worse.
Yeah, you got no chance.
Yeah. They get the wife bollocking me. I'm going to have to leave now because I've been down the shed nearly 3 hours. I'm in for a bollock.
2.5 hours now. So not a problem.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Though, pal.
Been awesome.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been good. It's good to get back out there. I've hid myself away for whatever reasons, and it's good to get back out there. And it's felt really warm, inviting tonight. Good comments.
I won't do your channel any good, mate.
Hey?
I won't do your channel any good. I'll kill you.
It's not about that, though, is it? There's more to it than just that. But
you've done all the work.
I'm good with that. But thank you for everyone, and gonna have to go. Cheers, all.
Yes, been a pleasure, Raggy.
Cheers, matey. Right, I'll click on me leave studio. Cheers. Thank you, everyone.
See you.